Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is a longtime friend. They're here as a beloved and dedicated moderator on the screen, Rambling with the Brooms. And Scott is a fellow Canadian. He's only a few hours away from me, actually, closer to our nation's capital of Ottawa. This creator brings us a lot of homesteading style content. And this creator happens to be influential in a few different ways. He happens to be a city councilor in his area. I've been lucky enough to meet up with him a few times, or a couple times anyway, with a few friends. And Rambling with the Brooms is going to bring us a mix of indoor and outdoor content. One of the things that we notice about this creator is that he's an advocate for helping others grow. He always has been, especially when he finds channels working on their first 100 subscribers. So whenever you visit any of our moderators' channels, you'll meet more friends and family members for your own channel, if that makes sense, whenever you visit them for premieres or live streams. Rambling with the Brooms has got some shorts here, falling in line with most of their long-form content. They've got some outdoor content, indoors as well. They got some winter weather there, famous Canadian winter weather, that's got them into 3,000, 3,400, and 7,800 views on a few of these. And then live streams on the channel as well. Scott's live as a minimum every Thursday and Friday. He's got a couple of different series. Occasionally he takes us out on the road, or if he travels, he brings us along. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rambling with the Brooms. He's got a second channel as well called Travel Escapes with the Brooms. And this is where he intends to bring us a lot more travel-based content. He's actually got a special project coming up with Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa this summer. At the end of August, they're going to go from Seattle to Alaska for a week-long cruise, and we'll likely see a lot more content on this channel because of it. If you look up Cruise in Alaska 25 on either of their channels, you'll find the information about it. They're trying to book 100 rooms of creators and supporters together. So thank you everybody for being here. I see we've got a little bit of activity in the chat. Thank you, the Stock Explorer. I'm assuming, and pardon me for doing that, but I'm assuming that the Stock Explorer is wishing a happy birthday to Kristen Welton. Her birthday was just a couple of days ago. We've had a very busy few days. She runs a nonprofit organization called Epilepsy Niagara, and of course it helps people living with and affected by epilepsy and their loved ones and families and things like that. And yesterday was their largest event of the year, gala that literally has her working unreasonable amount of hours for weeks and weeks and weeks. So we did manage to go out for a very quick, simple dinner on her birthday, but we have yet to continue that celebration. So forgive me if I'm wrong, but thank you, the Stock Explorer. That's Nora, another beloved and dedicated moderator here. The Gross Bargain Emporium Steph just dropped a super chat, and so did Rockin' Keto Amy, along with the Stock Explorer. So thank you for all that extra generous support. I certainly do appreciate it. I know we've got a lot of friends already here today, and thank you everybody for your patience. I moved the stream the other day, and I promise you, if I ever have to move a stream, it's for an extremely good reason, not necessarily an emergency, but let's say it's usually something urgent. I'm very lucky to have some more urgent situations than some of our friends will ever be able to have. I remember that when these things happen, and all is well, but I did have to attend to something. And I expect that kind of thing to continue, hopefully few and far between, but I do appreciate everybody's patience, especially because it was literally at the last minute. Whenever you have some kind of an emergency or an urgent thing, it never happens at a convenient time. It's not like it's, Saturday afternoon, you're sitting watching TV about to fall asleep, and then the phone rings and you're like, oh, that's convenient. I actually have 4 hours to waste. Like there's no such thing, you know what I mean? So of course that I got a call literally just before we were about to start the stream the other day. And thank you to our moderators as well, because one of the things we want to remember, hopefully, is to always thank, our supporters, people who are here with us all the time, which is many people here in the chat, but our moderators as well, because they rearrange a lot of different things just to be able to help us with what we're doing with our channels. And I imagine almost everybody here has got to be a moderator on some channel, possibly even lots, possibly even dozens and hundreds for a few people as well. And it's wonderful that we all offer to help, each other. But I hope everybody remembers that. I try to remember to thank my moderators after every stream, and I know I forget some of the time. But as long as we're all doing as much as we can, then everybody should be happy. And of course, all of the moderators here on this channel have been dear friends for years. They all are dear friends of each other. And they all have different channels and they all do different things. But I mentioned it before, they all will allow you to meet more friends and family members for your own channel when you're on their premieres and live streams. Thank you, Scratch and PPA. Yes, I should have remembered that, but I'm talking like I always do, endlessly. And the Gross Bargain Emporium Steph is not only an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. The obvious reason I can say that is because of things like super chats, and they've done that many times on this channel. But they actually dropped a super chat today so that we would look at another channel. So that's going a step above, in my opinion. We honor those kinds of things. And forgive me, I should have put that channel up right away. But Lori Stories in Crochet will come up next. And then we'll get to the Stock Explorer, Rockin' Keto, Amy, and Izzy Pop. They all drop super chats, and I really do appreciate that extra generous support. But thank you again, Scratch and PPA, for catching that. I don't know how he does it, but he manages to catch what we hope is all of my mistakes. And I promise you, I make as many as anybody. And then we have lots of friends on the wheel right now. The Gross Bargain Emporium Steph we're looking at. So we're one channel ahead, but I got Coker Culture, Home by Design with Marilyn, who was early in the door, Up Designs Customs, who I caught live today actually, and then Affiliate Paradise Land. They're all on the wheel already. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. So I'm going to add Crafty Witch 232. I know we've got lots more friends here. Michael's Adventures will have a premiere for us in a few hours right after Tuber Chat, and we'll do a 1 hour copyright-free music stream as well. If you haven't seen what that is, I'll describe it more later, and gives us an extra hour to connect, and it can be a lot of fun in our virtual nightclub, we like to call it. And then Crystal Dragon, Rita House of Creations is on the wheel. Jane Litterick, Living Skies Vintage and Creative is also on the wheel. I know Driving Dailies here. Positive Crash Outs Vlogs is here. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, as well as Jessie Miller, Jessie Journals and Unboxes. She changed her name a little while ago, but I've said it over 100 times, probably over 500 times by now, so I still trip. Hunting and Stuff with J&J is here. Travel with Josie Ann is back. Thank you for being here again. They're fairly new in the Tuber Chat family. Bell's Whisper Farmstead Kristen also. And the 5Gs is in the house. Good to see you here. Now, hopefully I'm not missing anybody, but as long as everybody's still active in the chat, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. DeFam Adventures has been here for a while already today. Martha Makes Art is in the house. Rachel Loha, good to see you back. And let's talk about what the Gross Bargain Emporium Steph has got going on. They've just got a few videos here. And these are a little bit random. I see they actually have a new one. It looks like they're doing a promo for something else here. I'll put that into my catch-up list. They've been playing with some AI music here. They got a few other things for us to see. But when we look at shorts, we get a little bit more content, mostly outdoors here. And they've gotten into almost 1,000 views on one of these. And this is great to see, because I remember when they first came into the Tuber Chat family, they literally only had one short video. So it's great to see that they've continued that. And they're posting quite a few, as a matter of fact, I see. Then live streams. Now this is where this channel, or the music on this, the magic on this channel happens. The Gross Bargain Emporium Steph does live auction sales. And what that means is that while you're in their live stream, in the chat, they're gonna display items on the screen, give you a chance to bid on those live during the stream. And it's really, really cool. And we've got quite a few friends doing this kind of thing. And that format of content where we're doing live auctions on the internet is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's nice to see some of these pioneers who were doing it before. A lot of people were even talking about it. But the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph has been an incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for now, as long as I can remember. They might have been with us a couple of years already. It has to be a year by now. And then Lori Stories and Crochet is coming up because the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph dropped a super chat for them. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. AceFlaw1 is Andy. He's been a friend of mine since before I even started this channel. I've probably known him about 6 years by now. And then I see a brand new channel, the Ladies of iTalk. Good to see you in the house. Please let me know if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I think this is your first time here. Thread My Bobbin is in the house. Good to see you here. I am proud to know that I actually know what that word means. When I was in grade school, we were forced to take some home economics classes, which included a lot of sewing. One year we made a stuffed animal, which I think I gave to my sister, but I can't remember for sure. And one year we actually made our own clothes. I can't remember what the other thing was that we did in the third year. And then Cake and Eat Meat Day with cherry on top is another fellow Canadian. LGGG, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I think that's a longtime friend, actually, but I'm glad that you caught a live stream as well. We mix up our days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones, but I know it can be tough to catch all these. I certainly don't expect anybody to be here every time we stream or for 3 hours every time, but I also post the streams on the front page usually quite a bit in advance, sometimes even a week or two, so that everybody can plan and get an idea of when the streams are going to happen and get notified if you want to, if that makes sense. And then Lori Stories and Crochet. So this is a brand new channel for us here. I'm uncertain if they've ever been in a stream yet, but this is a good friend then of the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph. So they're close to 600 subscribers. Now I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. So what I'm going to do is take their latest video and I'm going to put this in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list, I'll watch their video in full, and I will leave them a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I will give them a thumbs up and subscribe and put the notification bell on like I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully they have our notification bell on as well so that they can catch our future live streams. Like I said, we're usually here 3 times a week. We mix up the days and times. So Susanna Morrigan, proud single mother, good to see you in the house. That's actually a longtime friend as well. I just ran into them today because they were in somebody else's live stream. You have to forgive me for not remembering which one it was. I was probably in 10 different live streams over the course of today as a minimum. And then let's see what's happening next with the Stock Explorer. So thank you again, the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph, for that super chat. It's wonderful to see you promoting another channel. The Stock Explorer is Nora. They also dropped a super chat, actually pretty much for Kristen Welton, I believe, because like I said, she celebrated her birthday a couple of days ago. My family, I'm very lucky. We have a small family, but it's tight-knit, so we always get together for things like Thanksgiving and Easter and birthdays and things like that. It's my favorite thing, and we will celebrate Kristen's birthday along with my son. His birthday was a week and a half ago, and we'll do those together probably this coming weekend. And I really do appreciate the kind words, though. The Stock Explorer has been a dear friend for many years, almost 5 years now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Butler Family Farm is in the house. I know that they're out at the Mid-America meetup right now. I was in their live stream for a quick second there. I was on Gail's from Broken Hearts Ministries a little bit earlier than that, but that's a meetup that they do with a lot of different people. The Ozark meetup, if I'm right, it's the Mid-America meetup, but the Ozark meetup, and that one is could be 80 channels worth of creators and supporters. And Butler Family Farm tries to live stream every time they do that. It's a yearly event. They go to many live streams, actually, many meetups. I don't know what's wrong with me today. And they try to stream for us whenever they do that. The Stock Explorer comes to us from Florida, and Nora is a beloved and dedicated moderator and member here. They are somebody who cares very deeply about the YouTube journey, those of us in the Superchat family and their community as well. They go over and above when it comes to the idea, of helping others and keeping an eye on everything that's going on in the YouTube streets. I'm happy to have built up quite a friendship with Nora over the years, and we talk frequently actually about a few different things, including a little bit of crypto and some stocks, which is how their channel started as the Stock Explorer. They're going to give us some charts and graphs occasionally. They're going to talk about their own investment plays, especially when it comes to the stock markets, a little bit of crypto as well, and they've really expanded the content on their channel over the years into classic variety. You'll see that in the videos when you start digging through some of the older thumbnails. It's fun to go back and look at some of the things they've had to say, like Nvidia, which eventually became the world's largest company, at least for a moment there. They've also often got product in hand, and then sometimes they bring us true variety in their videos. But when we head over to their shorts page, this is where we start to see real variety on this channel. And some of these have done really well. 4,300, 14,000 on one of these, which still gets views. And then, Butler Family Farm, Jerry, thank you. Yeah, I caught you earlier. I was in your stream for a brief period. I don't know how long. A couple of hours ago. I was in Gail's before that. And then the Stock Explorer has got a series going on right now. This is interesting because included in the variety that they've increased on their channel over the years, they got into a lot of lottery ticket scratching. And this is an example where what they're doing is meeting people for the first time and then scratching lottery tickets with them right then and there while listening to interesting stories from the people scratching the tickets here. And the Stock Explorer got into a lot more lottery ticket scratching and actually scratch battling with other channels. Florida Claimers Ted is a regular on the Stock Explorer here. And these can be very fast-paced and high energy and very exciting. And among the live streams, or within the live streams, you're also going to find a lot of stock and crypto talk. You're also going to find friendly conversation. I actually joined Nora on their channel once for a couple of hours where we talked YouTube and our friendship and a few other things. And Nora continues that today with StreamYard panels and then sometimes charts and graphs and a lot of lottery ticket scratching. So Nora doesn't have a schedule. She's on as often as she can be, usually 3 times a week, different days, different times. And there's another channel where that kind of thing works. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Stock Explorer. And like I say about all of our moderators, is that you can meet more friends and family members for your own channel when you visit them for live streams and premieres. Tropical Buzz is a second channel from Nora, the Stock Explorer, where they educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which they're going to grow themselves. And they've got a few shorts on this channel as well. These have started to get over 700 views, which is great to see. So thank you one more time for that super chat again. The Stock Explorer, I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We've got another couple of channels to look at for the same reason. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Mr. Stephanie is in the house. They're never too far behind the Gross Bargain Emporium, Steph. And then I see as well that Yellow Shirt Dad is coming in. I'm going to put them on the wheel right beside Lewis Acre Farm Karma, who just came in also. Now, again, I hope I'm not missing any channels in the chat. Soon we're going to get around to spinning the wheel like we usually do. And over the course of the next almost 3 hours, 2.5 anyway, I'm going to add some names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. One of the things we're going to look at today is to see if the new leaderboard feature has improved at all. Pardon me while I whip my windows around here. This is how I sort of keep up with the chat while we're streaming, and we'll get back to this channel in a second. But when you see this system here, there's this new button called Community, and it gives an explanation about these purple badges. Home by Design with Marilyn was early in the door today, so they're holding the #1 position. Michael's Adventures, no surprise, in #3 right now. When we click on the Community button, though, it's going to show us the top 50 channels based on how active they've been in the chat over the course of the current stream. Canadian Family Life, I'm not sure if I said hello already, but it's good to have you here. Of course, all the usual suspects are on the leaderboard here. Keto Rockstars is in the house. PK Adventure Travels is here as well. I feel like I've missed a couple of channels coming into the chat, but I certainly do appreciate everyone being here. And I'm just curious if anybody in the chat has noticed whether that system has improved, because as far as I have been able to see, it hasn't worked perfectly yet. And we're hoping that that thing becomes more effective, something we can really rely on, let's just say. Tanks and Fish, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then Married in Arkansas. No, your channel wouldn't have been on the wheel, especially yet today. It takes quite a long time these days. Every Tuber Chat live stream is busy. For that, I'm grateful, of course. But Saturdays are just overwhelmingly busy always, and then Sundays would be the next busiest day. Sometimes when we mix things up in the middle of the week, like Mondays can be a little bit more calm, but always busy. An average of 100 channels or more come through here during every stream. Some new, some that have been with us for years. And I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I know we've even got a few friends that listen to the stream in the background if they can't chat. They might be driving or working or doing other things. Then I do appreciate every moment, even if you're just coming by quickly to say hello or drop a thumbs up and things like that. Martha Makes Art is here if I didn't say hello already. Elle's Endeavors is here. Lily Gazoo is also in the house. Don Ray B and Six Bows is back, are both members, so I'll put them on the wheel. In another half hour or so, I'm going to start adding names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation, and we'll get to as many channels as we can in the next 2.5 hours. Hi Bear Nation, that's Grismatically Clever with a new channel. And they're dropping a super chat as well, listening while they're on the golf course, actually, which is cool, and I appreciate anybody taking us along on their adventures as well. So what we're going to do right now is talk about Rockin' Keto Amy. This is another channel, first of all, that dropped a super chat. That's the reason they're on the screen right now. We'll look at High Bear Nation and Izzy Pop in a moment. But this channel is going to help us with healthy eating, healthy living, especially when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. They come to us from our dear friend Just Jason Keto, who's on the road today. And Rockin' Keto Amy is now well over 200 subscribers. They're actually well on the road towards 300, so we'd love to push them a little bit farther. They got a lot of recipes on their channel, as we can see. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this in a special playlist that I have. I call it my catch-up list, and it's just a fun name for a playlist I used to keep or get caught up with different creators. You can see that there's a lot to be learned on this channel, whether we're looking at keto or just simply a few interesting recipes. They've got the Instant Pot out there, which is great to see, and a small bit of variety on the channel, especially in the shorts here, getting over 700 views, which is great also. They've got a live stream coming up tomorrow, actually, so we can get ready for that. Set our notification. I've already got mine on. I must have seen it the other day, and we always set notifications for everything we see, whether they're premieres or live streams. Even though we have the notification bell on for every channel, that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. Tales Told in the Dark, good to see you in the house. That's Cassie from Oracles and Beyond. King Morgan is also here. They're a member. I'm going to get them onto the wheel quickly. And what we're going to do is also make sure I haven't missed anybody in the chat, hopefully, and look at Izzy Pop's channel. They came through and dropped a super chat also. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away as soon as those things happen, but we'll get back to spinning the wheel like we usually do in a few moments here. Rocket Keto Amy, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Same with Izzy Pop. They've done things like that countless times before, dozens of times before, maybe hundreds of times before. Izzy Pop is an incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, obviously. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention TuberChat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then Izzy Pop has changed up their channel a couple of times, but they've always been known for these beautiful, elaborate banners, avatars, and thumbnails. When we dig through the channel, you're going to get an idea of some of the artistic talent in this particular creator. They do a lot of live streaming. We'll look at those first. The conversation can go anywhere once they get started. They've actually joked literally with me about that many times. But they tend to be on for several hours. They've got a vibrant community around the channel, so their streams are always busy with plenty of conversation. And they're on several times a week. I don't think they have a particular schedule, but you can catch them very often for that reason. When we get to Izzy Pop, we also see they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Shorts on this channel have done really well. That's a special one featuring Scully Pop, and you can see what I mean when we dig through some of these thumbnails, even on the shorts videos. This is my favorite one. Just unbelievably colorful and vibrant and beautiful. And like I said, they've changed these things up many times. Now, Izzy Pop also lets us know that they're going to help us with the idea of digital design, whether it comes to these avatars, banners, intros, and outros for channels. They've done lots of work for lots of other people on their channels when it comes to this stuff. And you get an idea of the different things they're doing, including a lot of animation and interesting music. I'm going to grab the latest video, put that in my catch-up list, and that will help me keep caught up with them. They're working on 1,800 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And I know I've said it a couple of times, but they really are an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Whispers from the Dark, good to see you in the house. Lucy Warren's World is streaming frequently. I catch them often, but I also see them out supporting other people probably every day. I think I run into Lucy Warren's World just about every single day supporting other people, and I'm always happy to see everybody doing that for each other. Next up is High Bear Nation. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into TuberChat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So Day One Adventures is in the house. They also have another channel called Day One Walks, which I believe is a member right now. So I'm going to put them on the wheel. They're actually a longtime friend. They've been with us for many years. And Hi Bear Nation is up on the screen right now because we always put super chatters and membership gifters up right away. And thank you again, Izzy Pop, for the extra generosity. When we look at Hi Bear Nation, I caught this when I was going to look at the channel and realized their handle, Grismatically Clever. This is a friend of many years as well, and I was happy to see that. So they've obviously changed up their content here. They got quite a few videos over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to put the latest one into my catch-up list. I see right away, I recognize Pete's avatar, of course, but you see a nice shout out for another creator there. I'm always happy to see people promoting each other. And then Hi Bear Nation has changed up their about section, so we get an idea of what they're going to bring us for music and video to go along with that. Shorts on the channel look like a lot more random content. Lots of creators are doing that, especially in the Superchat family, where they're mixing up variety regardless of category or niche. And then when we get into live streams, we see that they were on yesterday and they seem to be on occasionally, so we'll keep our notification bell on so that we can catch all their new content and then catch them live whenever possible. And we'll keep an eye and see if they're going to go live again. Kelly Family Adventures is in the house. I'm going to get them on the wheel. Thank you again, Hi Bear Nation, for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Now, hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. But what we're going to do right now is spin the wheel like we always do. Handicapped Travelers is here. I'll get them onto the wheel right afterwards. And what we'll do is we'll take a break. We'll go for 3.5 minutes. And right before that, I'm going to play a clip from our interview series. These are videos now on the Superchat channel. There's 5 of them up. 1 more to come already. And then I'll try to arrange another couple. I've got a couple channels in mind. Everybody that's been featured in this interview series has been with us for several years. They know exactly what we're going through. So I asked their opinion about all the things we need to hear without adding a lot of my own. The biggest reason why is because all of these creators have long passed their 10,000 subscribers. So Edna, thank you for all of this. You mentioned comments earlier quickly, and that's one of the things that comes up in every interview. Of course, we're going to talk about likes, views, subs, and everything else, but comments are a very important part of our interaction with our audience. So what can you tell us in your experience of 8 years now about how to entice more comments on your video shorts and streams?
I can't remember who told me this, but years ago somebody told me, I think I was watching like somebody that I always watched, and one of the things that they said to grow your channel was to always give your audience a job to do.
Okay.
Always give them a call to action, because that's going to keep the people engaged. So if I'm talking about cruising, you know, and then you just kind of have to know how to just ease it into your sentence. So it's like, you know, thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. But then also if I'm talking about a specific thing like the slot pool, I'll say, you know, have you ever participated in a slot pool? Leave a comment, let me know. And say that. And it's like you're just saying it so naturally that people aren't even realizing that you're making them be engaged, because now they want to tell you their experience.
Yes.
The slot pool. If I'm doing regular life vlogs, like I'm notorious for not liking to try new things. So everybody's always trying to make me eat new foods, and I'm like, you know, have you ever eaten this? What did you put? You know, we have a big debate about grits. I don't know if you eat grits. You know, does sugar go on grits, sugar or salt? So that's always, you know, give people something to talk about, and they'll have to, you know, give you their experience. Another thing is to sort of have like an intro and an outro. If I'm doing a live stream or whatever, it's just like, hey guys, come in. If I'm doing a video, it's, you know, hey guys, happy whatever day it is. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. If I'm doing a sit down video, then I say, hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for clicking this video. Because I feel like a sit down is so much different than a vlog. With
Certainly.
the vlog is like me talking to my friends. Hey y'all, this is what we're going to Target today. Let's walk around Target. But if I'm sitting down, that means I'm doing something real specific. I'm only talking about what the topic is. So thank you for clicking this video, because thank you. You have an interest in this particular topic.
right, we are just about back. We're looking at Affiliate Paradise Land. This is actually a longtime friend. I see I'm behind, but I was just looking through their videos as well in the background here. Look how many they've put out just in the last 3 weeks. So I have a special playlist I use. I call it my catch-up list. I'm going to take their latest video and I'm going to put this video in that playlist. And this is just something I use to keep or get caught up with creators as much as anyone can. And it can be a fun thing to do, and playlist can be a great tool for that kind of purpose. So Affiliate Paradise Land is going to talk about affiliate marketing, and it's a great subject that we don't talk enough about here in Superchat. We talk about monetization and we think about AdSense or ad money. Let's just say, you know, we get paid a portion of the revenue that comes in from the ads that YouTube runs on our videos. There's things like super chats, memberships, and things like that. Now, merchandise as well. It's easy to tie in t-shirts and mugs and hats and other things into your channel if you'd like to, but there's lots of other ways to monetize. So for instance, Amazon is probably the world's biggest affiliate program. There's other companies like Temu now that are doing that. There's older companies like Commission Junction, which I still believe are doing it, and things like that. What these allow is the idea of purchasing items where you could, let's say, talk about it. It doesn't have to be even on your YouTube channel. It could be in a blog. It could be sometimes in email. Definitely not for Amazon, though. You have to make a note of that. You're not allowed to email Amazon links to things. But as long as you read the terms and conditions of every different company's program, you get the idea of the different things where you can benefit. A lot of independent companies will allow you to use affiliate links for their products right from their websites as well. And what this can mean is, when I talk about the idea of purchasing items, if you introduce products to your audience and they purchase, anybody purchases some of those products, yes, you'll be able to make small percentages. It could be 1%, it could be 2%, it could be 10%, it could be 50%. And it's really dependent on the different types of companies and programs. For Amazon, things are really, really special because you can promote anything you want. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to own it. And a lot of people will do like product reviews, for instance. I've done plenty of these and run other channels where we've done plenty of these. And a lot of Amazon money has come in because of it. And I say a lot, but compared to things like AdSense, let's just say. So the idea is, if you wanted to do a product review, it could be as simple as like, this is a case for my glasses. This is my older pair of glasses I keep as a spare. But if I wanted to do a review of this case, it's beautiful. It, has a nice spring in it to keep it closed for you. It's hard shell, so it's not going to break. Comes with a microfiber cloth, so I can keep my glasses clean, things like that. Now, if I make a video talking about that, somebody can go through my Amazon link and buy anything at all. They don't even have to buy that case for their glasses. But within 24 hours, whatever they buy, it could be diapers, could be food, could be clothes, could be lighting for their YouTube rig, could be a GoPro, could be anything at all. You get your 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5% or whatever it is for that category. And it's really, really cool because you can get a lot of affiliate money coming in. Sometimes you get paid in products, sometimes you get paid in cash if you want to, or in the case of Amazon, you can get credit if you'd like to. But one of the channels I was running, or for one of the creators for which I was running several channels, managed to buy a 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is worth probably 3,000 American dollars, or was at the time, for free. Every phone, including Samsung Galaxies and Google Pixels and GoPros and everything else, are all free. Maybe forever after, because of all the affiliate money that comes in for that creator now. So these are ideas. And I just wanted to add my personal experience and recommendation into the speech here. But Affiliate Paradise Land is going to give you a lot more detail about a lot of different programs. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. We see they've long passed 3,000 subscribers now, and we see that they're also monetized. Lots of ways to support them directly with super chats and memberships when we get there. Lots of positive affirmations and inspiration and motivation in their shorts videos here, getting into 2,400 views and beyond, and plenty of live streams. Even up to 3 weeks ago they did another one. We'll see if they're going to keep those going. We've always got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. The reason why I go so heavy on the speeches about monetization when we do talk about it here is because what I imagine over the last long while is that probably 99% of us in the Superchat family are considering monetizing our channels or the businesses behind them in some way, shape, or form. But it's great to know that we've got a friend in the Tuber Chat family that's going to give us a lot of detail about that kind of thing. So hopefully everybody will connect with Affiliate Paradise Land. Pardon me. I've got another couple of channels on the wheel here. I cleaned it up a little bit, but didn't get right through it. But we've got I Am Betty J Gathers there and Crafting Enthusiasts. It's good to see you both in the house. Let's spin and see who's coming up right now.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like.
When I talk about the idea of cleaning up the wheel, I mean that over the course of the stream, every half hour to hour, I start to remove a few names from the wheel for people we haven't seen in a little while. Members and moderators will all be added right back onto the wheel as soon as I know you're in the chat. So all you have to do is be active every once in a while and make sure you're on there. But the reason why I do that, we know not everybody can stay for 3 hours every time we stream. It could be a very long wait to get onto the wheel. So what we want to do is make sure we get to as many channels that are here as possible during the course of the stream. But like I said, I know I mentioned things 100 times, but for any members and moderators, we will always put you back on the wheel if you've been removed during any stream. And I'll usually call out a couple times and say we're going to do that, so just make sure you're active. I think we're doing good so far. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. We're looking at Lewis Acre Farm Karma. This is another creator that wants to help promote a lot of other channels. Vintage Style by Joe, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. When we look at what Lewis Acre Farm Karma is doing on their channel, they say faith, hope, and love. They are going to give us a lot of spiritual inspiration on their channel, but they give us an opportunity to meet a lot of other creators, and anybody can reach out to them, get to know them, and have a chance to be featured in one of their Meet Me Monday live streams where they do a panel. I've taken part in that as well. I was honored to have done it, of course. But Lewis Acre Farm Karma will interview channels of just about any size, any genre, and everything else, just to keep the promotions going. And anytime you collaborate with anybody else, you're just about guaranteed to grab a handful of new, loyal, and dedicated supporters, as you can imagine. When we look at their channel, though, we also see that they've got a Thoughts for Thursday idea, and this is where the spiritual inspiration comes in. They had a panel series going on as well. Let's look at their live streams and see if Talk About It Tuesday is still going. It is. And this is more like an almost open panel idea, so the conversation can go anywhere. There's Jerry from Butler Family Farm recently on the Meet Me Monday series. So Lewis Acre Farm Karma does a great job of planning and considering some of the series of videos, their live streams that they're going to do. And then they've got shorts on the channel as well that have got up to 6,000 views, which is great to see. They post frequently, and hopefully everybody will connect with them. They're long over their 500 subscribers now. They need a guest for this Monday. Crystal Sparkle's in the house. They're a creator who not only has done, I don't know how many live streams, but they actually inspired a whole series on I Am Betty J Gathers channel, of which I was lucky enough to be a part of as well. Scotty J Travels, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. That's a channel I'm still getting to know. I almost confused one of your videos with somebody else the other day, so forgive me for that. I know you heard me tripping over trying to find an idea for what I'd seen on your channel, but as I get to know the channel better, and this goes for everybody, of course, hopefully my speeches and promotions for everybody's channel, if that makes any sense, get a little bit better. Faith Marie Unscripted is here. Good to see you in the house. Nesha Antoinette, good to have you in the house. Hopefully you're feeling well, and it's great to have you back in the chat. Faith Marie Unscripted, we don't do wrenches for everybody here like a lot of channels do. I know it can be a popular thing, especially with growth channels or growth streams, but here we've been doing this for probably 5 years now, and we don't do it because one of the reasons why is because we search, find, and click on everybody's name. And the whole thought between why that's so helpful is because the channels that are hardest to find are the ones that need our help the most. So you'll see it over the course of the stream. Every channel I put on the screen, including what I'm going to do right this second, I search, find, and click on their name. So I'll show you what I mean when I look at what's going to be Crystal Sparkle's channel. She just came in and got picked right away. We never know how long the wait is going to be on the wheel either here. But let's get Crystal Sparkle ready to go. And you'll see that I'll copy and paste that name out of my list on the wheel here. And then I go through my search results. And you can imagine that by searching, finding, and clicking on dozens of other channels, or maybe even hundreds eventually, or having that many people search, find, and click on your name, how your channel is going to rise up the search results, and eventually YouTube will do a better job of predicting when we're looking for each other's channels, so they'll come up easier for everybody, if that makes any sense. Home Bartending with John, thank you so much for the time that you spent today. Did I miss putting Home Bartending with John's channel on the wheel at all? I'm going to put it on there right now, even though you say you're stepping out. And just in case it comes up in the next little while. I don't know why I missed him today. Home Bartending with John has been a dear friend for many years. It's getting on well beyond 4 years now. Could be closer to 5. Where he's actually been a silver member too. So we see his channel every single day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream, if that makes sense. Travel Off Book, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then Crystal Sparkle, thank you for the gifted memberships again. She's done that exact thing many times before. It's an incredibly generous thing to have done. I'm sure all the recipients are going to be happy to have those. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. And our Georgia Suburban Homestead is also dropping a gifted membership right now. I really do appreciate that extra generous support, and they've done that countless times before as well. So we'll look at their channel next, because we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away when those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. When we look, if anybody needs me to reiterate anything that I've said, or continue if I've lost track and dropped a story or speech or anything like that, just please let me know. I tend to speak very quickly, obviously, and get off track easily. Fairbrick Studio, good to see you in the house. I know you were here before we started today. Thank you for that. They've been a friend for a couple years as well. And then Dee's Garden Adventures, aka Diana, is also in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel in a second here. And then I see that Tim Mitchell is gifting a handful of memberships. He's done that kind of thing countless times before as well. So let's get Tim Mitchell lined up and ready to go. Did I not? I thought I put his channel on the wheel. Maybe I'm mistaken. Forgive me for that, but we're going to look at them right after our Georgia Suburban Homestead. PK Adventure Travels is here. That's Ryan and Mel. I did put my alien tape to the test, so we're going to see. I'll explain what I did when I get their channel up and what on earth I'm talking about. Henry Leslie Vermont is here. Good to see you in the house. And Southern Bell Auctions is here. My dear goodness, are we ever having an overwhelmingly busy day today? So thank you, everybody, for that, especially because we canceled the live stream. Nesha Antoinette, thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. For that reason, we're going to put your channel up on the screen right after Tim Mitchell. Because like I said, we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. But we still got a long way to go. We've still got what I believe is 2 hours. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen and talk about them today. Coker Culture is back in the house. I was mentioning earlier, not often, but occasionally clean up the wheel a little bit and remove names if we haven't seen somebody for a while. But like I said, members and moderators will always be added right back into the wheel. And then 99 Midnight Gamer YT, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I'll try to step on it a little bit here. Now, Crystal Sparkle is somebody who has not only been an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here. I've run into them countless times out supporting others on other channels for premieres and live streams as well. And Crystal Sparkle actually came into the Tuber Chat family blazing with interactivity, if that makes any sense. What I really mean is engagement in the chat, conversations with other people, and even started influencing others and their content right away. I Am Betty J Gathers did an entire series of interviews based on a challenge from Crystal Sparkle, which I thought was really cool. And you can find her interview over there. I was a part of that as well, so I'm grateful for that. And you can find all of that on I Am Betty J Gathers channel. When we look at Crystal Sparkle, we see that they also are working on 1,500 subscribers. They're going to have it any moment. And Nesha Antoinette, my dear goodness, thank you again for another super chat. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. And when we look at what Crystal Sparkle is doing on their channel, we see that this creator is bringing us a lot of footage from a lot of conventions, and you'll notice a lot of cosplay in a lot of their videos, particularly My Little Pony themed. And it's interesting to notice that that particular brand out there of My Little Pony has gone through several phases of popularity. I say it all the time when we're talking about Crystal Sparkle's channel, but when I was a very young lad, my sister and I would play with our G.I. Joes and Transformers, and she had My Little Ponies and stuff like that, and we try to mix them all together. When my son was growing up, the idea of bronies and the popularity of My Little Pony started to resurface again, and now what we see from Crystal Sparkle is probably the biggest phase ever. And I say a phase, but it might be permanent now, where My Little Pony has just captured the, I don't know, hearts and maybe minds even of so many people that they can do their own conventions. And actually, I like talking about this because I was somewhat amazed, at the very least surprised, to find that one of the hypest or most hype parties that I've seen at any convention came from one of these conventions. Here it is right now. If you have a look at this video, I think it is, Crystal Sparkle, just please correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks like the one. At one of the conventions, they had a DJ playing at one of the, ending after parties, what I'm assuming it was. And the crowd is so into it. I'm kind of amazed. The reason why is because I was a DJ in a past life. And I'm always happy to see a really hype party because, you like to see people having a good time and everything else. But wow, was that crowd ever into it. But you'll get what I mean when you get over there and see what she's doing. The next generation of My Little Ponies announced for 2027. Interesting. And I wonder if they waited after Grand Theft Auto cools off a little bit, because that's coming next year, but it was 6 months before by the look of it. Crystal Sparkle as well has got lots of shorts on the channel, and these are much of the same, with a little bit of variety as well. And these have gotten into 3,300 views, one at 18,000. And then live streams on this channel as well. I've been lucky to catch them for a few things. They did this interesting one. This is worth a watch on a replay for sure. If you haven't seen what they do in Wisconsin for New Year's, this is something that I was also kind of amazed by. So it's kind of cool, the different things we can learn from each other in different parts of the world through our YouTube channels, and when we're not even trying to do like a let me teach you something or do it yourself kind of video. So hopefully everybody will connect with Crystal Sparkle. They're almost at 1,500 subscribers. We'd love to get them to that milestone. Obviously an over-the-top generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and thank you again for those gifted memberships. Like I said, she's done that kind of thing countless times before, and I know all our recipients will be happy to have those. I won't be surprised if we get a few of those creators coming into this stream right now, because the notifications for those things are out of control. Then our Georgia Suburban Homestead is coming up.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
And our Georgia Suburban Homestead, is it possible that I've been missing like all these videos for the last 3 weeks? Actually, I have had a bit of a life change. It's all for good reason. I wasn't working full-time for many months, and I recently took on a new full-time job, which is very different than anything I've ever done with a huge company. They've been there like 75 years and this and that. And I'm happy to have it, but it's more of a traditional Monday to Friday, almost 9 to 5 kind of thing. But it has taken a little bit of extra time. I've literally weeks of training and this and that. So I had been off YouTube a little bit more than I have been for the last many months, but hopefully that's about to pick up again, which is great. So because I like to try to stay caught up or get caught up with creators, I'm going to take their latest Build a Pizza Oven Part 9 video. I'm going to put that into that catch-up playlist that I keep talking about. And like I keep saying, playlists can be a great tool for getting caught up or keeping caught up with creators. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead is going to bring us traditional homesteading style content, a little bit of indoor content here, but mostly outdoors. And you see that in the shorts on this channel as well. Some of these have done really, really well, though, getting into 5,300, 5,900, one over 10,000, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. And you see lots of StreamYard panel ideas here. Now, our Georgia Suburban Homestead actually has a second channel, and it's called I Died NDE, and that stands for Near Death Experience. Now, this channel is still working on its first 100 subscribers, so it struggles in the search results. There's a perfect example of why we search, find, and click on each other. Eventually, this will come up easier when people are looking for NDE or something along those lines. The interesting thing about what they're doing on this channel is they're not just sharing their own stories, they're actually looking for other creators or other people who have stories to share so that they can give them some extra exposure on this channel, if that makes any sense. So 60 subscribers so far, working on the first 100. We'd like to get them a little bit closer right now. And they've got some shorts over, or well, one short so far, talking about a glitch. I keep laughing at this one because we've joked many times about how many YouTube glitches there are. And then live streams on the channel as well. It's been a little while, but I'm sure that they're going to keep this channel going with different stories and different interviews. So hopefully everybody will connect, and we always put the notification bell on for everyone. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And thank you again, our Georgia Suburban Homestead, the same creator behind this channel, for the gifted membership. They've done that countless times before. Thank you again, Crystal Sparkle. And then Tim Mitchell came in doing the same thing. And this is another creator who's done this countless times before. Tim Mitchell's only been with the channel here for what I believe is less than 6 months. Now, I might be slightly mistaken about that, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But we'll have a look at what they're doing right now. When we look for Tim Mitchell, it's such a popular name that they struggle with the search results as well for the time being. I'm going to try putting quotes around the name and mention the idea that we're looking for a channel, not just the general YouTube search results, and we'll see if that helps right now. I'll just spend another second. If not, I'll get to Tim Mitchell by their go-to channel link. And hopefully over time, their channel will become easier to find because of this. How do you find a shorts in a long video? 99 Midnight Gamer, forgive me, I'm just going to ask you to reword the question so I can understand a little bit better. But if you're, as an idea, I'll mention this. When we think about the idea of cutting shorts out of our long form videos or live streams, there's actually tools out there. There's one called Opus Clip, O-P-U-S, Opus Clip, that will do it for you automatically. But what I would do myself personally is, if you're live streaming with the YouTube app, there's a button that you can click every time something really cool happens. And what it actually does is it cuts the last 5 minutes out of your live stream up to the moment that you click that button, and it keeps it as an unlisted video so that you could release it after if you want it as its own thing. Or I would just make a note. I tend to keep a pen and paper beside me at all times, and then if something cool happened while you were streaming or while you were, doing some video gameplay, I would mention it. 99 Midnight Gamer YT is going to probably have a lot of opportunity for some shorts. I know I talk about Grand Theft Auto frequently, but that game lends itself to the idea of shorts because, you know, people like to see the what do they call it in that game when you either get killed or, you know, different fun things happen. But any Grand Theft Auto gameplay would lend itself to a handful of different shorts, clips, if you wanted to put it that way. Travel Off Book, thank you for the membership. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, so I've got you on there now. Buying spaces here, I put them with you. They're actually dropping a super chat like Nesha Antoinette did a couple of times, so we're going to look at their channel in another moment. Tim Mitchell, I got through their go-to channel link, but I'll just drop their link in the chat. You'll notice when gifted memberships and super chats happen, the link is usually dropped in the chat, including for highlighted milestone messages, which Crafty Witch 232 just did. Those are a free bonus for anybody that has a membership on a channel where they're enabled. But that just gives you another quick way to get to a channel. I'll drop this link for Tim Mitchell right now if you want to get over there. And then Just Jason Keto, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Another fellow Canadian and another beloved and dedicated moderator and member here. So forgive me if I missed anything in the chat or anyone. I certainly don't mean to. We're going to look at Tim Mitchell's 3 channels right now, actually.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. I'm reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
And when we look at what Tim Mitchell's doing on their channel, they got pure variety over here. They're going to give us a small amount of information on their About section. I'll show you the channels that they produce. Actually, they're just putting out a bit of their own content. A few videos so far. They've got some shorts on the channel as well, mostly outdoor content. And then they've gotten into over 1,000 views on a couple of these, which is great already. And then live streams. They tend to take us out on the road. Lots of times we find channels where dash cam footage does really well. Hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. And then Tim Mitchell, obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They mentioned in their About section the other channels that they produce for, and I'll show you those in a second here. We'd love to push Tim Mitchell towards the 200 subscribers we know they're thinking of. When we look at the first channel, they produce cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official. And then I'll show you another one in a quick second here. I also see R&B Roaming coming in. I'm going to drop them onto the wheel right now. I think I forgot to put Just Jason Keto on there. Forgive me. He'll have, I think, a premiere tomorrow, right? Is that what you said, Jason? He usually drops one on Saturdays at noon, but was out today, so tomorrow he'll drop a premiere. We'll be looking forward to that. R&B Roaming, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. For that reason, we'll put your channel up right after Buying Space, and that is right after Nesha Antoinette, which is coming up next. When we look at Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official, the creator behind this channel is Chef Seavey. And they are going to show us not just delicious looking dishes and meals, but they also give us a tour around the kitchen and talk about some of the things we're going to have to understand. Like sharpening knives was one video that I saw, but they also have done some descriptions of appliances and other tools we might find around the kitchen, almost like product reviews. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos here. And I'm going to put this into my ketchup list. It looks like they're doing a little bit of a series here. Quick and easy spaghetti dishes series. I love any kind of pasta, if you want to call spaghetti pasta. I know it technically is, but I call it pasta. But I love like anything. I tend to say Italian food because it's true, but anything pasta is my favorite thing. when we look at shorts on this channel, they've gotten into almost 600 views on a couple of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. And it's been a while, yeah, a couple of months already. They seem to be doing streams fairly frequently. They did one just a few days ago, my dear goodness. And they've got an interesting wheel in the background there when I roll over some of the stuff, or especially when we look at the videos. You see the wheel in the background there, which is, I think, is really, really cool. Now, they've got a complimentary channel. This is called the Unofficial Official Off-Topic Squirrel. Windows here crashing in the background. My dear goodness, that was my chat. I have to fire that back up. Where are we busy today? So thank you everybody for that. The Unofficial Official Off-Topic Squirrel. This is a complimentary channel. So again, we see Chef CV, but they could be taking us out for adventures, a little bit in the kitchen again. Shorts on this channel feature more variety. They've gotten into 1,000 views on one over here as well. And then live streams also. And they're doing these fairly frequently. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. And even that's been a while. But we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official is here. They're doing beef ribs, celery leaves, lime jello, and salmon roe. Interesting. I'd love to know what salmon roe is, because unfortunately I don't know. Kristen Welton, she knows her way around the kitchen. She has to tell me a lot of the time, because I'm not quite as talented, or at least not even within the same ballpark. All-Star Issy, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Came in from The Source. I think that's the second channel today that came in from either The Source or Are You Locked In, but thank you for that. Good to see you in the house, and hopefully you're feeling welcome.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up, or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
And let's have a look now at Nesha Antoinette. Thank you again to Mitchell for the gifted memberships. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated both by myself and I'm sure all the recipients also. We still got to look at R&B roaming, and right before that, buying space. They also dropped super chats. Now, we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away when those things happen, but we will get back to spinning the wheel shortly. And Rock Chick Beauty Oriane, did I miss your birthday? I just saw a thumbnail come up probably while I was getting ready for Tuber Chat that looked, I think the video was what I got for my birthday, and I saw the rollover of it, but I wonder if we missed her birthday recently, but we're going to find out in a minute, because Rock Chick Beauty's dropping a super chat, so we'll look at them and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. Nesha Antoinette dropped a couple of generous super chats. I really do appreciate that extra generous support, and again, absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. Nesha Antoinette is now working on 1,200 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. I just wanted to look through some of your older videos. For the life of me, I can't remember how long we've been friends, but I feel like Nesha Antoinette is a longtime friend here. Now, there's a video from a month ago, which I've either seen or run, but what I'm going to do right now, in an effort to try to learn a little bit more about the channel specifically, is I'm going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That'll help me either keep or get caught up a little bit. Els Endeavors, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. I'll get your channel in line right after Rock Chick Beauty, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel, like I keep saying. And there's lots of time still. We've got well over an hour and a half. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen. Soon I'll add a name from our chat list. I'm actually overdue for doing that. It's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. So I'll get that done when we take our next break, which will be in about 5 minutes. Shorts on Nesha Antoinette's channel look like a lot of variety. both indoors, both outdoors. This creator seems to be very fashion focused. When we get into some of the more popular shorts, 1,300, 1,600, one at 29,000, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. They did one a few weeks ago, a couple before that. Hopefully I'll catch you for one of these if you're going to do another one. And we'd love to push them, like I said, towards that 1,200 subscribers. If I'm right, they might be from Atlanta from what I saw from that one thumbnail. And then just please correct me if I'm wrong. I happen to have family in Atlanta, that's why I noticed. Fashion, vlogging, tutorials, and more inspiration. So hopefully everybody will connect. And obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. So thank you again, Nesha and Antoinette. I really do appreciate that. And then buying space is coming up next for the same reason.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
See, I was mistaken there. So, Nesha Antoinette is in Florida. Maybe they were visiting Atlanta. I'll have to see when I look at your channel another time. I'll see if it was a visit to Atlanta that you were sharing there. Forgive me for not noticing the title on the video. And then let me just see what Oriane had to say here. We're going to look at her channel in a few minutes. We're going to find out if her birthday just passed. Buying space is up on the screen. This is actually a longtime friend as well. They've been with us for many years and have come in and out of the Tuber Chat streams. They've got quite a few videos here, and I can see I'm well behind. So what I'm going to do is take the latest video. This one's fairly lengthy at 27 minutes, but it looks like spiritual inspiration, so I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up the smallest bit. And then they've got shorts on their channel as well. These seem to be a lot of variety, both indoors and outdoors. Almost looks like a bit of travel included here, and getting into 3,000 and even 5,000 views. When we look at their about section, we get a bit of information to let us know what we can expect here. Nice to see a positive first sentence here. Focus is keeping items from ending up in the landfill. What I've noticed around a lot of the areas that I frequent, whether it's Niagara Falls, Canada, where I live, or Toronto, where I came from and continue to work and everything else, a lot of times what they're doing is separating garbage cans, right, and things like that. So they got things for paper and cardboard and other recyclables. Then they got things for plastic and glass and other recyclables. And then they've got one, instead of saying garbage or trash, it says landfill. And I think that's meant to like kind of keep our minds in the idea of, do we really want to be putting these things in the landfill or not? Buying space as well has got live streams. So they were live yesterday. They seem to be live just about every day. My goodness. Hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. I don't know why it's not coming up for a month now. But as long as we've got notification bells on for every single channel, that gives us the best chance of catching each other as often as possible as well. So buying space, thank you for another super chat. They've done that many times before. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. The Solomon Project, good to see you in the house. Thanks for being here. And Michelle Crochets and Crafts, good to see you in the house. And then what I'm going to do right now is spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. I think I made a mistake there, actually. Yes, we got a few more channels to look at, but that's okay. I'll add them to the list. So Canadian Family Life is a beloved and dedicated moderator and member here. They come from New Brunswick. So we're going to look at their channel right after Elle's Endeavors, because I got a small list here. R&B Roaming is coming up next, and then we're going to also look at Rock Chick Beauty. And right before that, we're going to go for 3.5 minutes. We'll go for a little break here. Right before we do that, I'm going to play another clip from our interview series. These are all creators who have been longtime friends of us here in Tuber Chat. They continue to come in as often as they can. All of them have long passed their 10,000 subscribers.
you mentioned the idea of shorts, so that gives me an opportunity to jump right into that. So, in every one of these interviews, I'm asking about opinions, about shorts, how we can get them to work for us. But you're the first creators that I'm talking to that have broken off into a shorts channel. I also noticed that you took the shorts off of the original channel. I'm assuming you uploaded the same ones over there, and now you have over 350 shorts on that channel. At last look, it was, I think, your fastest moving short video on the shorts channel, which is Unstable TV Shorts, has 22,000 views, and you're already at 768 subscribers. So the biggest thing that I think people are going to be wondering about that is, how do you feel about your decision to break your shorts off into their own channel?
So the reason we did it in the first place was because we felt like the shorts were distracting from our long form videos, because we were getting a lot of views and attention on the shorts. But while we were doing shorts and long form at the same time, it's kind of like the long form was pushed to the back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the reason why we split off into a shorts channel by itself. So we kind of use that for just, skits and memes and stuff, and then we use it for promotion videos for our main channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you said some of our highest viewed videos on the shorts channel, they are clips from our long form videos with the link in it to send it back. So we just kind of felt it didn't sit right with our channel to have it all together, so we said we'd try and split it and see if it worked.
Yeah, because when we first put them up, we had like you're saying about the YouTube algorithm and stuff, and when you're watching the metrics go up and down. When we start putting the shorts up, the videos that would usually go up and probably after a week they performed the way they done were pushed to the back.
Yeah.
But how we felt from how we were watching our analytics, for anyone watching, do make sure you check your analytics out regularly. It does help.
Yeah.
And there is a research tab as well, so check that out as well. It helps with your channel. So you get an idea where your viewers are coming in and what they're researching as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a tip for everyone. On the main channel, it didn't sit for us, but even scrolling up and down and how it looked, we didn't like it. But we used the shorts as kind of a voice, say things you can't really say on the main videos that might not go with YouTube's policies. We have a lot of fun with pranking each other and stuff like that. What we have noticed though with our shorts, anything to do with relationships or pranks wise, that skyrockets for us.
Wow.
Or if we do say a trend of meme, sometimes we might get something and sometimes not.
Yeah.
But we've learned that shorts really help us have them crazy ideas where you just get a bit wild when you're filming on YouTube and you're I want to do this, or maybe this might look funny. It's kind of to make ourselves laugh and then just go that direction with it and just come up with crazy stuff then.
All right, we're almost back. Pardon me for that. I just needed an extra second there. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everyone's still active, we should get around to everyone. And what we're looking at is buying space. I feel like I lost my place here in what I was doing, and you'll have to pardon me for a quick second here. That was a horrible mistake that I just made also. Forgive me while I'm talking to myself here. I accidentally sorted my my list. I'm going to see if I can put this back together. Oh my dear goodness. I promise you I make as many mistakes as anybody. I know half of everybody in the chat is probably wondering what on earth I'm talking about. It's hard to see the names on the wheel when you're on a phone. I know that. I try to keep the text as big as I can, but it's just not huge and legible a lot of the time. But there's a button here that allows you to sort the names on the wheel, and that could be really helpful. I use it actually when it's time to clean up the wheel, which you can see that I've done there. But I accidentally clicked it right now, so I have to put a few channels back in order. I know Canadian Family Life was about to come up, and we'll be looking at their channel shortly. Right after R&B Roaming, Rock Chick Beauty, and Elza Endeavors. They all drop super chats, and we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment. So buying space is up on the screen, and thank you again for another super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And then when we look at this channel, they're working on 1,400 subscribers. We talked about this for quite a few moments there, and they got quite a few videos on their channel. They just put one out today, so I've got that in my catch-up list. So next up is going to be R&B Roaming. We'll see what they've got going on. And pardon me, because I got up for a second there and totally seemed to have lost my place, but we'll get it back in a second here. We still got a long way to go, hour and a half or so, lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen. I did add New Horizons Above and Beyond as well. That is something that I do several times during the stream, at least twice. I will go through and add a name to the wheel from our chat list. It's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. And the Solomon Project is dropping a super chat as well. So we're going to look at that channel right after Canadian Family Life, because I had spun the wheel a little bit out of order there, but we will get back to our regularly scheduled collection of mistakes and otherwise shortly. Tanks and Fish is still here. For any of our members or moderators that haven't been in the chat for a little while, just please be active once in a while. I'll make sure I get you back onto the wheel, especially when we go on those breaks. And Tanks and Fish is back on there. We know Butler Family Farm is always here as soon as they come in for the entirety of the stream, and I always appreciate that. Nisa Faraway is here. They are very active on several social networks, actually. I'll put Nisa Faraway on the wheel right now because they happen to be a member, and we'll start speeding things up. So when we look at R&B Roaming, this is a channel I'm still getting to know, but they got a brand new video. They just put this out an hour ago. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list, and that will give me a chance to get caught up over here. Bonnie is the creator behind this channel. I'm just reading from their About page, and they're letting us know. They're showing us places that they visit and taking us along on their journey. Not always sure where they're going, but we'll get there, which is great to see. So lots of outdoor content on the channel, a little bit indoors as well. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,100 and 3,200 views on a couple of these, which is great to see. And then live streams as well. They've done quite a few of these, getting into even yesterday. So hopefully I'll catch you for one. Now, I don't know if I've caught you for a live stream yet. I'm not sure if I ran this or if I was there, and forgive me for not being certain. But we always put notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other, making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. One of the things I like about putting channels on the screen here in Tuber Chat is that over time I get to know the channels, and then by watching videos, hanging out in premieres and live streams for many months, I get to know the content. And so hopefully the stories that I tell about each channel get better as time goes on. Next up is Rock Chick Beauty. So thank you again, Buying Space. Thank you again, R&B Roaming. Thank you, Rock Chick Beauty, for those super chats. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We're going to look at Elle's Endeavors in a moment, the Solomon Project shortly, and Canadian Family Life in between those as well. The Rookie Captain, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully you're feeling welcome.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like.
Rock Chick Beauty up on the screen right now. This is Oriane. She comes from the UK. She often changes up her banner, her avatar, and her thumbnails all get an individual look, even though she puts a professional design behind each one. Not to mention these bright, bold headshots that make her recognizable. When we look at her video, this is what I was talking about. I must have seen this come up as a thumbnail before I started the Tuber Chat stream today. She's been a dear friend for 5 years now, and is here as frequently as she can be, almost every stream actually. And then I'm just going to take the latest video and put this in my catch-up list. But I wonder, did I miss Rock Chick Beauty's birthday? And have a look at the live streams for a second. It's been a couple weeks since she streamed, so I didn't miss a birthday stream, but I assume her birthday just passed. So happy belated birthday to Rock Chick Beauty. And forgive me if you answered early in the chat. So many times I ask a question and then I don't end up seeing the answer in the chat. Just from talking so much about what's going on the screen. When we look at Rock Chick Beauty, though, this is an interesting story because when she came into the Tuber Chat family just a few months after we started this over 5 years ago, she spent about 6 months and then reset and restarted her channel. So you wonder, could you come back stronger and more solidly the second time around? And you'll see, like I said, from all of her thumbnails and the presentation on the channel, that seems to be exactly what she's done. Now, she talks all things alternative, but particularly makeup, which she started with, beauty, lifestyle, and more. She gets into a lot of product reviews, unboxing videos, and even sponsored videos now. She's got a lot of shorts on the channel, a little bit of variety within these, getting into 10,000 views on one of them, which is great. And then live streams on the channel are occasional. It's usually on once every couple of months or so, but Rock Chick Beauty, like I said, is a dear friend and somebody who's definitely an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. She dropped the super chat again today. She's done that countless times before. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So we're going to look at Elle's Endeavors for the same reason right now.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
And then Elle's Endeavors is here, and this creator has a banner that's letting us know they've got some spiritual inspiration for us to enjoy. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. I'm not yet connected to this channel, but they've been with us, I think, several times now. Over 500 subscribers. This is the first time we're looking at their channel. But what I'm going to do, because I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, is take your latest video and I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up and subscribe and put your notification bell on like we do for all creators. That should make our connections stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here 3 times a week, and we mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And then thank you again for that super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And next up is Canadian Family Life.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
Canadian Family Life is Tiffany, and her family gets involved in the channel. She comes from New Brunswick. This creator brings us homesteading style content, and they are one of the fastest growing channels that we've seen in the Tuber Chat family. I believe the biggest reason for that is because Tiffany's been supportive to so many others. They've literally only been with us a couple of years now, and I constantly make mistakes trying to remember how long Tiffany's been in the Tuber Chat family because she's so supportive, here for every stream. I know not everybody can be, but I do appreciate it and like to recognize it from time to time. But I've seen her countless times, not just in premieres and live streams supporting others in the chat. She has been featured dozens of times in other channels as a minimum, in StreamYard panels. Very recognizable for that reason. And I'll talk about her content in a second. Prairie Prospecting, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. When we look at Canadian Family Life, we see food bank grocery hauls. I'm going to rerun this video. I don't know why the red line's not all the way across again this time. She posts frequently, usually several times a week actually. She does cooking videos as well. And then they've got an impeccable container garden that's featured in a few thumbnails here. I know her husband Chris helps with that. He helps in the kitchen. They actually do husband and wife cook-off challenges occasionally. Now, Tiffany's been getting into a lot of vlogging lately, and I wonder if that was inspired by the fact that they did a lot of that over the Christmas season. So they did well with that series, but I'm glad to see much more of that. And like I said, their family always gets involved, but that's more opportunity for the family to be involved in those videos. Shorts over here have gotten into 2,800, 5,600 views, including some winter weather there that I like to mention, and then live streams. So Tiffany's usually on every month or two. She just did another live stream. This was a multicam thing, if I'm not mistaken, where they were showing us some 3D printing. Her husband Chris has his own channel as well. It's called Chris's Creation Fun. He does 3D printing, do-it-yourself videos. He works on solar equipment, helps with the grow lights to keep that impeccable container garden going that I keep talking about. And obviously, Canadian Family Life is another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here as a member and a moderator, as a matter of fact. And hopefully everybody will connect with Tiffany and push their channel a little bit farther. Over the Horizon, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. TB's Life is here. They happen to be a member. I've put them on the wheel. And next up is going to be the Solomon Project. They just dropped a super chat, and we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
Els Endeavors, actually, that we just looked at, took over our Stream Boss position. That's the video game life meter under my camera there. I didn't notice that today, but it probably changed a couple of times. What that is a little system like a video game life meter. Every super chat and membership and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of that Stream Boss, and the last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for their channel there. So the Solomon Project up on the screen now is another channel I'm still getting to know. They're working on 300 subscribers. We can see that. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. It says On the Way to Seattle. Of all the cities in the United States, that's up at the top of my list of cities that I'd like to see. I don't know why particularly, but it's just something that's been in my mind probably for a lifetime. I love visiting different cities. My idea of an enjoyable vacation is much more surrounded by concrete, glass, and steel than it is white sand beaches and things like that. I like both, but I love traveling to different cities and things like that. I've been lucky to see much of the northeastern United States, but haven't been much farther than that many times. So I'll be interested to see what you've got on that video, and I'm looking forward to getting to know the channel a little bit better. They've got quite a bit of information on their About section where trucking meets comedy, finance, and real talk, which is great to hear. Some of those things are some of my favorite things to talk about, actually. When we look at shorts on this channel, we get into 1,800 and even 18,000 views on one of these, which is great to see. Lots of variety in there, like most creators. And then when we get into live streams, we see that they're live pretty frequently, usually several times a week from the look of it, and StreamYard panels, so they got lots of friends joining them. I'll look forward to catching you for one of those. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Solomon Project, and like I said, I'm still learning about this channel, learning another thing about Tim Mitchell, which I didn't already know. They're from the Seattle area. And yeah, it looks like one of those cities that's just going to be beautiful. I've been lucky, like I said, to visit a lot of the northeastern United States. One of my favorite cities was Cincinnati. And I was only able to spend a few hours there, but while I was there, it was just coincidence that in the area I happened to be visiting, there was a marathon where everybody was running, and I just like joined in the marathon, just started running, and got this like medal. I probably still have it somewhere after as well, like a participation kind of thing. I thought that was cool and a fun little story. So the Solomon Project, I look forward to seeing what your heading to Seattle video has in it. And then, thank you again for the Super Chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Now we're going to get back to spinning the wheel like we usually do, and we still got well over an hour. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
When we look at Nisa Faraway, we see that this creator is working on 3,300 subscribers. What I have mentioned since learning about this channel, I forget how long they've been with us, but it's got to be over a year now. Nisa Faraway reminds me of National Geographic because they're going to show us a lot of nature and especially wildlife videos featuring a lot of different wildlife that we don't usually see. You get that idea, and it's very educational. I'm just going to grab the latest video that they've got here. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to somewhat get caught up with them. Nisa Faraway is working on 3,300. Like I said, they're also monetized. This is an interesting story for a channel because they had trouble getting monetized in the beginning. And they went through, I believe, the situation where YouTube was saying reused content. But they managed to solve that very quickly, actually. I believe it was only within a week after they went through the first story about monetization until they were monetized. It wasn't much longer than that. It was literally, we could have counted the days. But I'm very lucky as the host of Tuber Chat that a lot of creators will reach out. Nisa Faraway will message back and forth fairly frequently, actually. But lots of creators reach out and share different things that they see. It doesn't even have to be YouTube or things that they do notice in the YouTube streets or communities and things like that. So we're able to share that information with everybody. The more we all learn and share with each other, the more we can make better decisions for our channels and our videos, but also avoid some of the headaches that other creators go through. Nisa Faraway as well has got, like I said, these shorts videos getting into 1,700 views and beyond, and lots of live streams also, even up to a few days ago. So hopefully everybody will connect with Nisa Faraway. They also post on other channels. I believe, I'm not sure if they do TikTok. I keep forgetting for the life of me because I don't go on TikTok as much as everybody might think. Instagram is where I hang out all day. I check that thing a million times a day. And then Facebook frequently and occasionally Twitter as well, or X if we want to call it that. But Nisa Faraway, I appreciate the insight as well. Shows you this is a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. We'll likely learn a few things while we're there. I'm going to spin the wheel, and it's already time for another break. So we'll go for 3.5 minutes again. I'm going to clean up the wheel a little bit. For any of our members and moderators, just please be active in the chat if you haven't been seen yet. We're going to come back and look at Just Jason Keto, another beloved and dedicated member and moderator who happens to be a fellow Canadian. He's obviously going to help us with healthy eating and healthy living. In the meantime, what we'll do before we take our 3.5 minute break is we'll look at another clip from our interview series. This is the creator that inspired the series because he offered to share his knowledge. He's been a friend of 5 years now. He comes from the UK, and he generously has spent hours upon hours upon hours in different experiments to help us with things like playlists, with understanding whether we can run videos again, the things that count for watch hours, the things that don't. And for that, I'm very appreciative. And he has a lot of knowledge to share. His channel is truly thriving. So let's look at what Mod6510 Models has to say about how to get 10,000 subscribers.
Don't forget the people who've got you there. Like, this is why I'm very open with coming on with Superchat, because I remember I only had, I think, about 2,000, 3,000 subscribers at the time.
Probably.
And I got involved in that group. And there's other groups as well. What you know, if you cast your bread across the waters, it will come back, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So always, and there's always somebody that I've engaged in on YouTube, totally different hobby, pastime.
Okay.
But we're linked by the ways, but they will know somebody that's scale modeling and they will mention me to them.
Right.
So there's always that as well. You've got to look at it as, when you're building your channel, always try to give back what you've taken out of it. So that's why if I'm home night, you know, in the weekend, and Tuber Chat, because I've got it notified, if he comes on, I will pop in, give him a super chat, and I make sure I get on that bloody wheel of crap there it is.
There you go.
You know, and and so that I've put back in, because remember I was there as well. I was lowly. If you remember rightly, that one day when I cracked that, I think it was 20,000 subscribers, or was it 10,000 subscribers? Because you went up to 5,000, wasn't it? And I said to you, because I'm on 10,000, am I not allowed to be on your channel anymore?
That's right.
You had to change it, didn't you?
I had to change the intro. If somebody was to go back to the first episodes of Tuber Chat, you would hear me say something along the lines of up to 10,000 subscribers. But when Mod6510 Models crossed the 10,000, I had to change the intro for the whole channel so that I could say, and beyond 10,000 subscribers. And now we're here, and you've doubled that number. You're still growing now. So
it's very slow growth, because as I said, I've taken a month. I wanted to see what a month would do to my channel.
Yeah.
And I was getting 300 to 400 views an hour down to 160 views an hour.
Right.
If I look now, I'm getting 30 views an hour. So but I've done this on purpose. I wanted a break.
Yes.
I just wanted to step back, and now it's back in, and I'm going to start doing it all again now. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with the break when it's needed. What I have found is when we can get to a place of consistency, taking a week off, it seems to take about a month to get the momentum back, but it does come back.
Yeah, it does come back, but I needed the break. I really did. You know, and I think YouTube have cottoned on to this as well. You've seen a lot of burnout recently on YouTube.
I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a burnout. Yeah, there's definitely that. But you know, we strive to be better, and that's what it can be.
Yeah,
definitely
improving over time.
Improvement is it, and also it's good. It's edifying for yourself. You know, it really does boost you up when you get a video that gets 10,000 views. It really does. Like, you know, it's great. But
right, we're just about back. And the Gross Bargain Emporium stuff. Yeah, my chat crashed earlier. Here, I put it on the screen for a second there. Yeah, sometimes these things, doesn't matter how powerful our computers are, they can still crash, they still hammer the memory. I'll show everybody a quick thing. I'm on a Mac, you can see that, but this is the kind of thing, this is called memory diag, as in diagnostics. And what it's going to do is it just gives you this idea. It's similar to what most people have with their Android phone. You can press a button and it says it optimizes it. How effective it is, I don't really know. But this is supposed to relieve a bit of pressure off of your memory. I forget what the name of the one is that I use on PC when I use that. But these can be cool, and once in a while I'll just hit it to see if it's going to calm things down. And thank you for that, Jesse. I forgot to switch the screen back. Thank you, Scratch and Pete PA as well. I just forgot to hit the button there. I might have noticed it, but I'm unsure. Jason would have liked it because I would have gone through the whole speech about his channel without anybody being able to see it. But Just Jason Keto is somebody that's going to help us with healthy eating and healthy living, especially when it comes to a keto-based diet and lifestyle. He usually drops premieres every Saturday, but he's actually going to do one tomorrow, I believe he said, in place. He was just away today. He's been in the chat with us, though. He might be busy today, but I appreciate every moment everybody can spend, even if you're just coming by quickly to give a thumbs up, or if you have to run the stream in the run the stream in the background, which I know a lot of our friends do. So Just Jason Keto and More's been getting involved with a lot of different challenges. Mel Run Things was here for a quick moment earlier. I'm just going to grab this video and see what they've got to say about this challenge. Now, Just Jason Keto and More, talking about a keto-based diet or lifestyle, is going to bring us a lot of different recipes. He brings product reviews as well, and what we like about this is the idea that he can help us understand how the different ingredients we're going to find or use will affect us. And when we look through his recipes, he's very known for these chaffles, but he does a lot more different recipes as well. What I really like about what he does is that he's only featuring a few ingredients. I say 4 or 5 ingredients, but a lot of what he does is only 2 or 3 actually. And a lot of that is found already in our pantries or our kitchens, however we want to look at that. Really easy stuff, simple. Somebody like me who doesn't really enjoy time in the kitchen as much as some people will really be happy to find recipes like this. He does product reviews of things like this air fryer. He did a review of his barbecue after a few years again. This is an evergreen idea. A lesson can be learned here actually in the idea that one of his best performing videos comes from this barbecue. So why wouldn't you do another one every year and try to pick up on a bit of that? If you find any success in any kind of video on your channel, you can likely find other ideas that can pick up some of the steam that video is going to continue to generate over the years, if that makes sense. Once in a while he'll take us for an adventure. It could be keto based, getting some information. It could be just a travel video if he's happening to visit or vacation somewhere. And Just Jason Keto and More has a lot of guests on his channel, both in videos and live streams. Now, he live streams every week on Thursdays at 7:30 Eastern, about a half an hour after PK Adventure Travels gets started as well. Many of us run different windows on our screens at the same time. So I will, for instance, do something like this. I'll grab another one and put it up aside, and I'll just get into YouTube and pick another stream to watch. And a lot of us are doing this kind of thing so we can get to a few at a time. But Jason's been consistent for as long as I can remember now, and he sometimes has guests that join him for these live streams. Sometimes it's Jason himself, always talking keto, and sometimes other subjects. The conversation, of course, can go anywhere. A lot of talk about our YouTube channels and things like that. He cares very deeply about the YouTube journey, those of us in the Superchat family and his community. There's Kendra from Consume the Goodness. There's another guest that he often has, Anita. She shared her stories. He's got lots of other guests, and he tries to mix things up once in a while. So he'll give us a cook-along live stream, maybe with a multicam setup. He's got an Instant Pot going there. Or he might be introducing us to other influencers here in YouTube. that have had an impact on him or his channel. We set the notification for everything we see, live streams and premieres, so that we have the best chance of catching them, even though we've got the notification bell on for every single channel. And then this fellow Canadian is going to bring us some shorts videos as well. And there's a hint here about healthy looking shorts or grilling shorts getting into 5,000, 6,000, and even 22,000 views on one of these. And that one's worth a watch. I've seen it myself. So hopefully everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto. We'll be looking forward to that premiere tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And then Just Jason Keto and More is working on 5,900 subscribers now. So he'll officially be on the road to 6K very soon. And we'd love to get him a little bit closer. Again, he's a beloved and dedicated moderator and a member. All of our moderators allow everybody to meet more friends and family members and connect the same way we do here in this stream during any of their premieres or live streams as well. So we can keep that in mind.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like.
Oh, that's funny. Forgive me if I didn't catch that earlier. That Jason hasn't even filmed the video he intended on premiering tomorrow. So we'll see. He'll do it at noon if he can, or shortly after. But he typically premieres every Saturday at noon, so we can keep that in mind as well. Jesse will drop a premiere at 3 p.m. Michael's Adventures has a premiere tonight at 8 o'clock. That'll be right after Tuber Chat. So I'm in the Eastern time zone. It's 2 hours from now, because we've got 1 more hour of Tuber Chat to go. Then we're going to drop a 1 hour stream on our copyright-free music channel. It's like a virtual nightclub over there. There's music playing, a cartoon video game. We can all participate in the chat. There's a bit of like slot machine gameplay, and we play roulette in there. It could be a lot of fun, and people trickle in and out. So we do those after every Tuber Chat stream for about an hour. Michael's Adventures will give us a chance to continue connecting as well. So, oh, Just Jason Keto is intending on putting that video out. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I wouldn't want to push somebody to race to get something done, because we all know how much work it is. Myself personally, if I was to average it out, any videos I've made, doesn't have to be on my channel, other ones that I've run, usually takes 2 hours to film. It could be even a 10-minute video if it's a product review or a do-it-yourself video, and I'm just talking averages. And then it takes 2 hours to produce in a lot of cases. Could be a little bit less, but you know what I mean. So, you know, that it's a handful of work to get videos out. We all know how much work it is. And then Tampa's Creek Homestead and More is in the house. They've dropped a gifted membership. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. They've done that kind of thing countless times before. We always put Superchatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So we'll look at their channel next. And they've been an official member for 5 months now, so they've likely been with us a little bit longer than 6 months. Up Designs Customs, thank you so much. We'll be back again on Tuesday, I believe. We're trying to keep a routine of every 3 days up. I got a new 9 to 5, so any of our weekday streams are going to be in the evenings, but we will try to keep the routine going. And Matthew's Bushcraft is here. Up Designs Customs, thank you again. My pleasure catching your stream. I was lucky I caught it. I just happened to be on. And Bluster Crochet is up on the screen. This is a creator that wants to focus on connection, much like what we talk about here, helping people connect with each other, especially YouTube creators. But they also have a lot of spiritual inspiration in between the creativity on the channel. I'm just going to show you their latest videos. We see they post frequently, and I'm just going to grab the latest one from last week. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to keep or get caught up with them. And then shorts on this channel feature more variety, and this creator's gotten into 10,000 views on a couple of these, which is great to see. Then we're going to look at live streams on Blessed to Crochet. They've got a birthday coming up, so we'll be looking forward to that on the 18th, about a week and a half from now, if I'm not mistaken. And then we see that this creator's got a couple of different things coming up. We got notifications on for all of these. We always set notifications for premieres and live streams, even though we've got the notification bell on for every channel. And then thank you, Anfield Road Layout and the Loft. They're still in the house right now. Blessed to Crochet, obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them when we get there. They're working on 1,700 subscribers, so we'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
I wonder if Coker Culture is still in the house. I know they've been here for pretty much the whole stream. I don't expect anybody to be here for 3 hours, of course. I appreciate every moment, but I know they've been here for a while. I'm just curious if they're still here. Tampa's Creek Homestead and More is a grandmother and granddaughter duo. They do quite a bit on their channel. Pardon me while I've ruined my screen here. They're over 1,000 subscribers now, which is great to see. There's Coker Culture right there. Tampa's Creek Homestead and More is over 1,000, and we see that they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. When we read from their About page, we're going to get an idea of what they intend to bring us. They say they're just living a simple country life, but they want to share that with us. Now, the grandmother portion of this duo is doing a lot of the videos here and a lot of live streaming, I've noticed as well. I'm just going to grab the latest video. This one's perfect to connect with because it's just over 3 minutes. And I've put that into my catch-up list so I can watch that as well. Shorts on this channel have gotten into almost 9,000 views on one of these, and then 13,000. Now, when they started coming into the Tuber Chat channel, somewhere around, I'm assuming 6 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. I forget for the life of me how long it's been. Maybe it's longer than I think. We'll dig through their videos and see where's the first one that I watched. And that would have been probably here 5 months ago. Was I mistaken? Have they just been with us for that 5 months? And then when we look at the shorts on the channel, though, this was the most popular one at the time. And we saw this repeatedly. But they had a couple of newer ones pass. And I know how exciting it is when we hit different milestones, even with our videos, even when they're shorts, right? You get a shorts video that hits 1,000 views. It's very exciting. Then you get another one that hits like 1,500 or 2,000 views. Eventually you hit 10,000 and you're like, oh, okay, it might be a while before I do any better than that. But surprisingly, it might be the very next one that you do that could top it. We've got creators here that have gotten into tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, and a couple that have passed 1 million views on a couple of shorts videos, which is fantastic. Live streams over here are fairly frequent. They've often got guests on the channel. I've been able to catch quite a few of these, I believe. Yeah, here, it's been a while though, 3 weeks. But you can see how frequently they're live streaming. They seem to be on almost every day. And I'm just looking to see, I'm not sure if they're going to do one today. It looks like they've got one set for tomorrow though. So we'll be looking forward to that. And like I keep saying, we've always got notification bells on for every single channel. There's Jeremy D-Day. And that's JD Knight 7 with another channel. He's got a few, actually. He's been a friend of mine for like 6 years now, before we even started the Tuber Chat channel. And Tampa's Creek Homestead and More, thank you again for that gifted membership. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Like I said, they've done that countless times before. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away when those things happen. I Am Betty J Gathers is coming up.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
And I Am Betty J Gathers is another beloved and dedicated moderator here. This is another creator who's been with us for like 5 years now. And she is living her best life over 60 all of her videos can relate to anybody, in my opinion, and she's done a lot of vlogging in the past. She's got new content coming soon enough. She continues shorts right now. We'll look at those in a moment, but lots of her vlogs do exactly what they're supposed to do. They bring us a look into her life. She brings us into her home, even into her kitchen. She takes us out on the road for different adventures. She's always smiling, always laughing, truly a dynamic creator. When we look at the shorts, it's kind of fascinating because this creator's got a few that have gotten into 13,000 and 15,000 views, but plenty over 8, 9, and 10,000 views featuring just the creator herself, which is, I don't want to say rare, but it's certainly not common. So it definitely speaks about this creator's passion and their true dynamic personality. Then we've got live streams on the channel as well. And when we look at what I Am Betty J Gathers is doing here, this is the interview series that I was talking about. There's Crystal Sparkle right there. We saw her channel earlier. This is the creator that inspired this series. I Am Betty J Gathers has done lots of interviews in the past, but she set out to do 12 over the Christmas season. There's mine right there. I was a part of that. I was glad to have been asked, and a lot of familiar faces here in some of these interviews as well. So the conversation can go anywhere when she gets started, like most creators when it comes to live streams. But I Am Betty J Gathers, like I said, her content can relate to just about everybody. She'll talk a little bit about healthy eating and healthy living as well. Even intermittent fasting is something that she talks about frequently. And then thank you, Butler Family Farm. They're still in the house. Crafty Witch 232 is back here. The Source, you've been sending over friends today. I think they send us somebody just about by every live stream. We see somebody coming in saying they came from The Source or with the hashtag Are You Locked In. When we look at what The Source has got going on, they happen to be a member right now. Did you pick up a gifted membership? Is that what happened there? And I always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, so I've got you on there right now. Crafty Witch 232 is a creator that brings us lots of creativity.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
And then when we look at what Crafty Witch 232 has got going on, it took me a moment to get really a good handle on the idea behind this channel, because I saw a lot of this mix of crochet and 3D printing, and it takes a good look to be able to even decipher between the two, but there's often a combination of both. When we get into shorts on this channel, we see lots of this creativity, and I learned afterwards that they actually sell a lot of these different things. They are working every day. We're going to see in a moment when I go over to the live streams how often they're creating these types of things. 10,000 views, 14,000 on one of these. Here's the live streams. This creator is usually creating, but sometimes they play a video game as well. They've done a bit of Animal Crossing. I've caught them for that. And you can see all the pop culture references in a lot of the things that they've made as well. Now, Crafty Witch 232 is going to tell us on their About section. They actually do cross-stitching, crochet, 3D printing, jewelry making. They work with perler beads, and they do a lot of sewing as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. Check out all the creativity on this channel. Their channel's growing rapidly, working on 1,800 subscribers. I believe that that is a combination of both the support that they give to others and the abundant number of live streams that they're doing, as we can see. So they just said they did 8 hours yesterday, so I guess that's a combination of both of these, right? 5-hour live stream, 2.5-hour live stream. My dear goodness. I can't do it. My voice runs out after just under 3 hours. But hopefully everybody will connect with Crafty Witch 232. They're also here with us just about every day.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream. pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
Butler Family Farm, part of me, hasn't been up just yet. You can hear my voice starting to crack now. Broke but beautifully blessed Carol is in the house. I always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, along with moderators. Coker Culture, just please let me know if you're still here. I know they were just a moment ago, and I just wanted to have a look at this channel. There was something, here it is, community closings. This, I was confused with this with another channel the other day. I didn't mean to do that, and it's okay because I really didn't get through the whole speech anyway. But I remembered this video clearly and wanted to talk about this. So it's from Coker Culture. Now, it's interesting because this creator's only been in the Superchat family for what I believe is a couple of months now. But I see them all the time supporting other creators, and right away it seems like that was something they were either already doing or got into doing right away. Coker Culture is working on 1,000 subscribers, and I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. They've got a theme park video going on here. When we relieve in their, when we read from their about section, we'll get an idea of the different kinds of travel they're going to bring us, among other things. Now, Coker Culture did this video called Community Closings, and the idea is that they also want to promote other channels. And I thought this was a really cool idea. They said in the video they actually got the idea from another channel, but I was really impressed with the idea because they want to include other creators in the let's say endings of their videos. A lot of people have done shout outs in different ways, but I thought that was a unique way to do it. So I hope everybody will check out that particular video. When we get to shorts on this channel, we see 6,500 and 15,000 in one of these shorts videos, which is great to see. Live streams as well. They've got one coming up tomorrow. We'll be looking forward to that. And then when we dig through their channel, we see that they're collaborating with other people, lots of StreamYard panels, lots of familiar faces. I see Eddie, I see Jeremy, I see Scott, and it's great to know that creators are collaborating this way. You're basically guaranteed to grab a handful of new subscribers, probably loyal and dedicated ones, every time you collaborate with somebody else, even if it's in StreamYard panels and things like that. TB's Life is the next channel we're going to look at. What we're going to do, though, is take another break for 3.5 minutes. You can hear my voice is starting to get to its end here. So I'll go and grab a drink. Everybody can do the same or whatever we need for that 3.5 minutes. Right before we do that, I'll play another clip from our interview series. This is actually going to be the very first clip from the very first episode featuring two pineapples. They've been friends of ours for 5 years as well. Lou and Anna are both dear friends. Lou has been instrumental in a lot of the things that we've done on this channel for many years. I talk to him frequently. We have an incredible friendship. He shares all the information that he learns from his channel, which is just exploding. And they do a 24-hour true live stream over there. That's one of the unique things. They mix in a lot of travel along with their main theme, which we'll look at in a few minutes. So lots to learn. And we'll be back in 3.5 minutes then, after we see what Lou has to say about how to get 10,000 subscribers.
We've had a friendship that's gone on beyond 3 years now. I think we're actually getting a lot closer to 4. And I appreciate your friendship, Lou, of course. But I remember very clearly, I won't forget this, a conversation that we had. You were talking to me about how to grow over the course of all this time. And you mentioned the idea of coming into live streams in the chat, hanging out and having true conversation with people so that you can really get to know people and get known as well.
Yeah, that was way back. Looking back, I went from 0 to 1,000 to 4,000 overnight. And the 0 to, I think it was 82, was a completely different crowd than the 3,000 to 4,000 crowd.
Right.
And in the live stream, the people that are in when you're at 4,000 subscribers aren't the people that you started with.
Okay.
And coming into a live stream, especially a live stream like mine, it's important to recognize the situation. There's a very good chance everybody knows that you're going to have a channel. You don't have to tell them. They can click on your name and look it up. There's a pretty good chance that everybody is going to welcome you if you come in with just a hello. For us, it's an aloha, but just a hello. How are things going? I had a double cheeseburger today, and start or jump into a conversation like that instead of just coming in and self-promoting or telling people another channel that you came from, or instinctively trying to drop a link because you're desperate to grow your channel. You'll grow if there's 3 people in that live stream and you sit with them for 30 minutes and just talk about what you did the last weekend, there's a good chance you're going to get into the conversation that you have a channel, or they're already looking at your channel and will bring it up, and you'll get a subscriber without even trying. Less is more in a live stream. Blasting and marketing yourself in another person's live stream get you nowhere. And my live stream is loaded with moderators and tools. I have a team. I have a Monday meeting. Every Monday, a meeting with all my moderators. I have 11 of them. They all do different things. One is engaged in community safety and preparation. One is involved in making sure my content and links get out. Another one is in safety and security. Another one is just a meet and greeter. Everybody has a role to play. So coming into a live stream like mine, and I'm not the only one, coming into a live stream like mine and just blasting where you're from, as where you came from as another channel, or self-promoting, it won't last. So be friendly. I mean, it's a good spot to just say, hey, I went to the river last week and went fishing. It's a great spot to be able to do that. You'll make more friends that way faster.
right, we're just about back. Very, very quickly, I'm just going to go over Nightbot for a second. There is a lot to go over and a lot to learn, but I can show anybody that's brand new that's thought about using Nightbot, it hasn't hooked it up yet, what we can do. If you're not already logged in, you just go to Nightbot, search it on Google, it'll come right up. Log in with your YouTube credentials. Everybody knows I've got a few channels and accounts and everything else. And it's that simple, and you're already in. It's just going to ask you to click a bunch of stuff that you're supposed to read. Now, when we get to Nightbot, one of the things that we can look at is commands. This is where we drop things in the chat, like what I'm about to do, that make things happen. So I type in roll call, which is one that I made. It shows us that Nightbot, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, they're all in the house. I use that just to check if they're working, but we find another couple of things, right? So I can make one called buffering. I forget to use this all the time, but just in case somebody sees that the stream is not working, then we can have Nightbot just say something, but it makes it very quick in the chat. It's got a giveaway system. I haven't used this. It's complicated to explain right now. Logs is something I talk about often. So you see that for 7 days, Nightbot is going to keep every message that comes through the chat. The most interesting thing is that even when people delete their messages, it still shows up here, so you can see what everybody had said. A system for what they call regulars. This again is complicated to describe, but you can mark people as regulars in your stream. There's a music system here. I haven't used it ever yet, and this is one of the most important things. So chat moderation. What I recommend for everybody is when you're using Nightbot for the first time, turn all of these things off, because it's very possible for somebody to come into your live stream and get timed out right away by Nightbot without doing anything wrong, because the default settings are way too tight, and possibly everybody here has seen that. Integrations is something they're building. For those of you who use Discord, way too complicated for what we talk about here. But timers is one of the most important things, and probably the thing you've seen more than anything else. When you watch the Tuber Chat live streams, you'll see that Nightbot has a timer for that Nail Tech Rosie Wren, the Queen of YT Forever. And you see that I've got it listed here with a couple of other things. So Rosie is the one that I've got here that you just saw dropped in the chat. What timers are is it asks you how often do you want this particular phrase or link to be dropped in the chat, and we can say, for instance, every 30 minutes or so, right? And then I've got a couple things. You see I'm already lined up for the 900 episode, which will be a few months from now. But timers is probably what you're looking for. But again, the most important thing I can say is that when you get into chat moderation, I would turn all of this off until you read and really understand what this is going to do. Then you can add any of these features one at a time by just turning them on or off, and each one has settings, each one has documentation, so you can read about what it's going to do. But that's just the basics, so you can get YouTube working right away. Handicapped Travelers, thank you for the gifted membership. They've done that kind of thing many times before. We always put Superchatters and membership gifters on the screen right away, so we'll look at their channel next. Kathy Payne, good to see you here. I hadn't added you to the wheel yet. I'm going to do that right this second. And forgive me for whipping through that so fast. When we have a stream where things are not so hectic, possibly a weekday stream, if anybody wants, I can go over that stuff a little bit more with a little more detail if everybody would like. TB's Life up on the screen right now. Working on 1,400 subscribers. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. I've been through a few videos already, but you can see that they've got some about page information here where they're letting us know, you know, their situation and what we're expecting on the channel. The channel's centered around real life situations, self-care, lifestyle, advice, fun, entertainment, fashion, and other ideas. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to get another piece of content watched here. And then they've got shorts on the channel. Lots of variety, like most of our creators, getting into 7,700, even 28,000 on one of these shorts videos, and then live streams as well. So they seem to be live fairly frequently. You can see that they're doing these every few days, and they've got one coming up tomorrow, so we'll be looking forward to that. Jessie will drop her premiere right around that time, and then right afterwards we know that TB's Life will be on if we want to go over there. So hopefully everybody will connect with TB's Life. And then Nightbot works for both horizontal and vertical streams. One thing you got to know is that everything you add into Nightbot shows up for premieres or live streams, whether they're vertical or horizontal. All it is a plugin for your chat that shows up whenever you go on. Sometimes it takes about 15 minutes to show up. So if you've set it on a channel where you're doing premieres that are really 10 minutes, it's possible that Nightbot's not going to show up at all. But it's really meant for live streams where, you know, you can go live literally. Like I said, Two Pineapples has a 24-hour live stream, but we've done many 12-hour ones on our copyright-free music channel, for instance. It can help you. It stops a little bit of spam if you want to enable those features. Does a little bit with hiding banned words and things like that if you don't want to do it right through the YouTube channel settings, which you can. Oh, PK Adventure Travels, forgive me. Yes, I clean up the wheel once in a while, but I always add members right back on if they're here in the chat as soon as I see that. But thank you. Yeah, that's right. I know you've been here for the whole stream, but we're coming down to the last half hour now, and I'm moving as quickly as I can. And then Handicapped Travelers is up on the screen right now. These creators, you've been posting a lot lately, it seems. Yeah, in the last 2 weeks, they've posted quite a few videos, and they got lots of premieres ready to go as well. I'm just going to grab your latest video. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list, but I got the notifications on for the 4 premieres that they've got set up for the next few weeks. And then Handicapped Travelers is going to give us more information on their About section, but of course they're going to bring us travel from a certain perspective. Then we get into shorts on the channel, a little bit of winter weather there, but they've gotten into 2,600 views on a couple of these, mostly outdoor content, and then live streams on the channel as well. They usually do these about once a month, if I'm not mistaken. They give us an opportunity to get to know them. Sometimes they do a little bit of trivia and things like that as well. So forgive me for missing that one last week, but hopefully I'll catch you for the next one you're going to do. We got notification bells on for every single channel. Thank you for the gifted membership. Again, they've done that kind of thing countless times before. I really do appreciate that extra generous support, and I'm sure the recipient of that will be on. And it's funny, Crooked Peach picked that up actually. PK Adventure Travels. It's funny because the way that works, I'll show everybody for a quick second here. We're gonna put oh, did PK Adventure Travels just come up on the wheel also when I just spun? Yeah, look at that. It's just coincidence. So I'm gonna put them up right now, and I'll show you a part of how the wheel actually works here. So when we look at a participant list, and I'll just put the chat up for a second. This is a window that I keep on another screen so I can try to keep up with the chat. And so what happens is if I click the participant list, and this works on everybody's channel, you'll see that there's a list of names that are in the chat right now, but this changes and it refreshes, I think, just about every minute. So if you haven't left a message within the last 60 seconds or so when I'm looking to see who's in the chat, it may be long gone for me to be able to see, and I may not know you're there, even though you are and have been there the whole time. So this is why I constantly ask everybody, you don't have to be active all the time. That's not what I mean. But just to say, like, once in a while, especially when we go on those breaks, or if you haven't been on in like 20 minutes or a half an hour, just drop something in the chat. Make sure I see it. I know it's hard to see the names on the wheel, but by taking a good look, you can. What I would do is, if you're on a phone, I would just screenshot it and then expand it if you wanted to see if you're there, if you're not sure. You can always ask us if you're unsure. And no, the wheel is from a website called wheelofnames.com. I'll drop that in the chat for everybody. wheelofnames.com. There's several of them out there. I'll never remember where I saw it the first time, but you've probably seen it on dozens of channels. Yeah, Tim Mitchell's still in the house. They're always here for the length of the stream when they're here, and I appreciate that as well. PK Adventure Travels is up on the screen right now, and this is Ryan and Mel. I said that I put my alien tape to the test, so I did. I didn't hook up the camera yet because the camera is still holding strong with whatever double-sided tape I had for it that I have no idea what it is. But PK Adventure Travels did a video. They do all kinds of travel. They're travel agents. Not just cruising, but they actually do some RV camping as well. Let's see if I can find the video again. They post a lot, my dear goodness. They posted a video that gave us basically a tour of their travel trailer. And during that video, I'm always impressed by everything that they do because they do a really thorough job with everything. So here's one video that features it. Here's the video, I think. I can't remember where it is. Anyway, they got a video where they go through the RV and they show us some of the modifications they've made. Just simple things. They can get their phone chargers to go through a cabinet that didn't have a hole in it and stuff like that. But they use alien tape to stick things to the wall. You know what I mean? Like, let's say hooks or nets or, you know, things we might use for things like that all the time. A thought is, like, if you wanted to walk in your house or apartment and put your keys on the wall and you don't happen to have a shelf, you could just put a little hook there, and alien tape apparently will hold it up. Now, we'll see. Because what I did is I have a new, with the job that I took, I get a company vehicle. So I want to run my phone charger lines so that they're not all over the place all the time. And I have these little tiny clips. My son bought me for Christmas a package of cable management stuff. And I use those kinds of things all the time. Let's see if I have it with me. I do. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So this is just, it's an Amazon thing, right? You get a collection of stuff. This is the kind of thing you can use to put a couple of lines together, and it's got a slit all around the side so that it can hold 2 or 3 or more cables together. I'll show you one of the other things. They all come with 3M tape, of course, like most things do. But if you can see this, that's a little clip, right? And you could run this with a few chargers going through it, and then it just clips to hold everything together. That's an example. So I put a couple of these things in the vehicle so that my chargers would not run all over the place, but I just put the tape in there. Now in Canada, we get hot summers. I'm in Niagara Falls, so it's just as hot as upstate New York at times, and especially in a vehicle that doesn't always get used. The heat coming through the window, the sun like just beats down on it. So we're gonna see what happens with the alien tape. What I noticed is that it's supposed to be able to come off as easy as it goes on. So we'll find out about that and see if it melts during the heat and stuff like that. So we'll put it to the test, and I will hold Ryan solely responsible for whatever happens. And PK Adventure Travels otherwise is going to give us a lot of travel-based content. They've got shorts over here as well. These have gotten into 10,000 views, 12,000 on one of them. And then live streams on the channel as well. They're live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I've got notifications on for the next 2. If you dig through their channel, you're actually going to see another series that Ryan is doing. I like finding these. I ran this video. I didn't watch it yet, but it's probably still on my catch-up list. But Ryan does this series of short videos. They're usually about 5 minutes, where he talks about issues that come up during travel, and I find them extremely informative, something that anybody who intends to ever travel needs to see, because they're things we may not think about making sure our passports don't get denied, or making sure that we're not bringing contraband into places that we're not supposed to, and things like that. And Broke but Bountifully Blessed Carol is coming up right now.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like.
Yeah, it's interesting too, Ryan, because the clips that I'm talking about that I put in the car are tiny. They're only a sixth of the size of the thing I just showed you. They just barely hold 2 chargers at a time. But I like things to be clean and neat. I mean, it's bad enough having wires hanging everywhere, but at least if they can be kept neat and clean, it's not like, you know, in your way and getting tangled on things. And they're where they're supposed to be. But we'll find out, and it should be about the same as an RV. I know a lot of people have like travel trailers. My family had one when I was growing up. We used to visit on the weekends and stuff like this. But otherwise, it sits all week, unused, everything, just bacon in there, right? So, we'll see how it holds up. When we look at Broke But Bountifully Blessed Carol, this is another channel I'm still getting to know. We've seen a few almost cooking videos here, and I see gluten-free crackers. This will be interesting. I don't think I've seen anybody make crackers before. I know a lot of people will use cookie and cracker interchangeably. One thing that's always perplexed me is the idea that why do we call animal crackers when they're actually cookies? And I'll tell you, one of the things that I look forward to more than anything else when I go to the United States, as ridiculous as it sounds, is these pink frosted animal crackers. We don't have them in Canada. I can't remember if it's Keebler that makes them. Somebody here will know. But there are pictures when I used to be a DJ, like, 25 years and all this, many years ago, where I would be on a stage and all you would see is me DJing. Nothing on the counter except for CD players or turntables or whatever. There'd always be a bottle of Coke and a bag of animal cookies. I offered everybody in Buffalo, New York once that somebody could get in free if they bought me a bag of pink frosted animal cookies. So that's how much I love those things. Broke But Bountifully Blessed Carol's got some shorts on their channel as well, getting into 1,000 views, 1,200 views, live streams on the channel as well. And it looks like they're doing these fairly frequently. So they did these a couple weeks ago. They got started and they've been doing them even up to earlier today. So hopefully I'll catch you for one. I've got notification bells on for every single channel. And then we'll spin the wheel and see who's coming up next.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
There's everybody's BFF, Butler Family Farm, and this is Jerry and Susan together. I could find these things. Oh, Mothers? Is that? I don't think that's the one that I had. Here, let me whip up a window. We don't have any time for my nonsense today, but I'm going to show you anyway. Frosted animal cookies. I wonder if I can remember. See, they're like this because they're white and pink together. This is the one. Keebler. Yeah, I was right. This is the one. We don't have them in Canada. We don't have the Keebler elves anywhere in Canada, as far as I understand. After all these years, I complain about it all the time, how Canada doesn't get a lot of the things that our American friends have, because we only make up about 1/10 of the population, right? So it's not worth it for them to make things if they're not going to sell well enough. But yeah, that was them. But I see Mother's Cookies also makes them. Butler Family Farm is 116 acres of farmland, so homesteading content on this channel. Jerry and Susan bring us around the farm, all the different areas, and then things that they have to look after. They show us the tractors and other equipment. They show us the repairs, the things that go wrong. They bring us into the kitchen for some cooking. They bring us into their home for a chance to get to know them. They bring us around to help with the livestock. They've got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, and bees, and maybe eventually koi on the channel. They're working on that right now. Jerry does some woodworking in the shop. He brings us along for that. And I see they've got a few new videos here. I'm just going to grab the latest one from this morning and put that in my catch-up list. Now, I wonder if Jerry and Susan are together right now because they are meant to be at a meetup. And Jerry went live earlier, so I was able to catch this one. I watched Gail's first for a while, and then when she cut off, I went into Jerry's. And this is really cool because this is another meetup where there are many channels worth of creators and supporters. They've got another live stream coming up, and that's Mondays. They're always on at 6:45 Eastern on Monday. And sometimes Jerry and Susan are giving us a chance to catch up with them and get to know them. The conversation can go anywhere. Sometimes they've got guests. I've joined them on their channel actually a couple of times. So hopefully everybody will connect with Butler Family Farm. We see that some of the shorts on the channel have gotten into 10,000, 12,000 views, one at 53,000. Now, Jerry's been very open with the fact that he's using the YouTube promotion system to push the channel very rapidly, and now they're at 78,000. So he'll share information with anybody that reaches out. It's great to know you're both together over there. If you're going to continue streaming, or if you're still there tomorrow, I'll try to catch that. I'm going to spin the wheel. We've got another channel coming up.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
And then Fever Dream Animation, good to see you in the house. Kathy Payne is up here right now. This creator is going to give us quite a bit of information on her About section, a lot of spiritual and inspiration. She talks about the idea of Aloha Freedom Tours Hawaii. And I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. This one's a little bit shorter than some. We're always looking for videos of 3 minutes or longer when we're connecting with other creators. But there's plenty here on Kathy Payne's channel for us to connect with, and a lot of variety on the channel as well, shorts included, a lot of outdoor content here, but they've gotten into 1,300 views on one of these. And then when they get into videos, they're posting fairly frequently, so usually a couple times a week, at least once a week. And Kathy Payne is always smiling, always in good spirits, and has been a friend of ours for many years now. And then hopefully everybody will connect with this channel. She's working on 700 subscribers, so we'd love to push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then I will spin the wheel and we'll get ready for another channel. We're moving pretty rapidly now. We still got another 10 minutes.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
And then Jesse Journals and Unboxes is here. I'm just going to have a look for who's still in the chat with us to see what I can do about the wheel. We might go overtime, maybe not. We are going to do a copyright-free music stream, though. I should have dropped a link for that already. I'll do it right now. This gives us another hour to continue connecting, and then Michael's Adventures will drop a premiere an hour from now, and that will give us another probably half hour to connect, because all of our moderators do it the same way we do here and let everybody connect with each other. So Jesse Journals and Unboxes is up on the screen right now. I missed a video that they put out this morning. They usually premiere every Sunday at 3 p.m., but this was an extra, and it looks like it's a collaboration here, which is cool. She collaborates with a lot of other either creators or other people that are into a lot of the same things. Journaling and collages are one of the most prominent types of creativity on this channel, but Jesse's been known to unbox just about anything that can be unboxed. It's not all subscription services. Sometimes there's hauls and sometimes Happy Mail and things like that, but this creator gets into things like bath and beauty products, jewelry, snacks, stationery, crafting supplies, and we see that when we get over to the shorts videos. These have gotten into 1,200, 1,400, 2,300 on one of these, and you see the variety. Jewelry there, stationery there, bath and beauty products throughout, and more crafting supplies. And then Jessie shows us the things that she creates in some of her videos as well. I'll go back to the other page in a second here, but you get an idea of some of the creativity on this channel in between the unboxings and hauls. When we get to live streams, Jessie's on usually every few months. This is the kind of creator who's so supportive to others, and has been for the last 5 years that we've known her, that her support for everybody has increased, which is a tough trick to accomplish. But when she live streams, she can go anytime she wants, and she'll have a flood of support in the chat because of what she does for others, if that makes any sense. And then, I see, Jesse Journals and Unboxes dropped the video today instead of tomorrow, and then we'll expect another video next week on Sunday. And then let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. Oh, and then Don Ray B. No, we hadn't had your channel up yet, but I'll put your name right back onto the wheel right now. Yellow Shirt Dad is coming up.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
And then Yellow Shirt Dad, this is Gene. He brings us the joke of the day on his channel at least a couple of times a week. He's actually expanded the content on his channel over the years as well. He's been with us a long time. I've lost track of whether it's 3 years or 4 years, but it's got to be somewhere around there. Yellow Shirt Dad is going to give us a look around a lot of different beautiful areas, often by the beach, which is really cool. I've caught him for a lot of these. Some of his videos are very short, a minute or two, and then lots get into 10 minutes or longer, especially when he's giving us a tour around a different area. And Gene is somebody who's always smiling, always laughing. As soon as he came into the Tuber Chat family, he was right away collaborating with other people. And that's a great way to grow your channel rapidly. Every time you collaborate with somebody else, you're pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of subscribers. Shorts over here have gotten into 5,200, 5,300, and one at 8,500 views. And then live streams are something that is occasional, but I've been lucky to catch him many times. And I see he's been doing a lot more traveling. I didn't catch you in Vegas, my goodness. We're hoping to eventually go there. Kristen wants to do that for a milestone birthday. It won't be at the time. We'll just do it that year. But we're hoping to get there eventually. I haven't been anywhere for a while. I've got this new Monday to Friday job, and I won't be able to go anywhere for a year. But when I'm settled and that job is solidified and, you know, I start to get the vacation time and everything that I'm not used to, then hopefully we'll get over there and see. But I'll be interested to see what you've got going on there. I'm actually going to put that into my catch-up list. I just want to see it. So hopefully everybody will connect with Yellow Shirt Dad, obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and working on 1,900 subscribers. He'll be officially on the road to 2K any minute now. Let's spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. What we're going to do, though, we're going to take a break. My voice is like kind of dying here. And I'll just grab a drink. We'll give it a rest for 3 minutes. We'll come right back and then clean up the wheel. Any of our members or moderators that are still here haven't been seen, please be active in the chat. We'll get through a few more channels. And the copyright-free music stream obviously is set to go, so anybody can hop over there anytime, and we'll go over there after Tuber Chat. I'll leave this stream running for an extra few minutes as well. We still got a couple channels to look at. right, we're just about back, and the copyright-free music stream should have started, or will in a quick second. And, oh, I got that glitch going on again. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that. Resolution 1080. Let's see. And thank you, everybody. So we still got a few channels to look at. Six Bows is back, has been a long time friend. She's been with us for about 5 years as well. And this is a mother of 7 now that shares her life experience with us. And my gosh, can this girl cook? Can she shop? Can she look after her home and everything else? She really brings us a real look into her life. She has this whole time. She's unbelievably supportive, always positive, always laughing, always smiling. And I've caught much of her content. You can see that. She posts frequently. It's almost impossible to catch everything. We always just do as much as we can for each other. I'm going to take her latest shopping video, actually, and put that in my catch-up list. She's got shorts on this channel as well, and these feature more of the same, all falling in line with her long-form content, getting into, wow, I didn't even realize this, 33,000, 39,000, one shorts video, over 222,000 views, which is great to see. And this creator is monetized and now working on 5,700 subscribers. My goodness. When we look at what she's doing in her live streams, I see she's doing a lot of outdoor content right now, but she is also bringing us into her home a lot of the time. And Six Bows is back, is incredibly supportive to others. You always see positive affirmations from this creator, both in the chat when she's on other people's channels or throughout her content as well. And always enthusiastic also. Hopefully everybody will connect with Six Bows is back. And then thank you, Nisa Faraway. And New Horizons Above and Beyond is still here. We're going to look at Scratch and PPA's channel right now. And thank you. I know that Pete offered the idea to skip his channel for today, but it's not that I need to do that. When I talk about time, it's just because I don't want to go forever over time, but a few minutes is always fine. The copyright free music channel is running. Anybody can go over there anytime that they want. I'm not sure if it hooked into the right chat, did it, or did it go into another one? Oh my dear goodness, I gotta get another link here. Pardon me. It's supposed to hook in when we use stream keys and things like that. When I work on the copyright free music channel, I use OBS, but I like Streamlabs Desktop because you don't have to worry about stream keys. It keeps everything automatic for you and you can schedule. It's not as easy over there. So I've got the correct link for the stream over there. And pardon me while I just sort out one quick thing. We're going to look at Scratch and PPA's channel. You know, I looked at your channel, Pete, this morning, and it had to be minutes before you posted the video for Tuesday, the premiere, because it wasn't there, and then a little while later it was there, or at least I didn't see it. I'm unsure. Let me drop this. I'm just making sure the people in the other stream chat have the right link. I hope everybody will come over because it's a lot of fun over there. There's music playing. It's like a virtual nightclub. We got a video game going. You can participate in the chat. We do link drops over there. I know a lot of people like that. Here's the premiere for this week. Scratch and PPA posts every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. He puts an interesting twist on lottery ticket scratching, where he pits two lottery tickets against each other and offers us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets his series apart, makes it unique. and a lot of fun to be a part of. And if you can catch us for one of these premieres, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family. Faster than what we have here, faster than most others. He rivals those of Butler Family Farm, Jesse Journals and Unboxes, the Stock Explorer, and a few select others. It's very fast paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. When we look at his channel, we see that Pete has always had presentation at the forefront of his mind. His bright, beautiful avatar is matched by content in his thumbnails, which give us a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series. His banner's updated every single week, if you can imagine that, and his video editing skills have been complimented ever since his very first production, almost 5 years ago. When we look at Scratch and Pete PA's channel, we also see he expanded his content a couple of summers ago when he took a trip to Italy and brought us vlogging style shorts videos that showed us around the different areas he visited, and Italian lottery tickets that we otherwise might not have seen. And then a live stream, his first ever. I know a lot of people are hoping for more, but we're happy to know that Scratch and Pete PA expanded his content there, and he's working on 2,500 subscribers. We'd love to push him a little bit farther towards that milestone. As a beloved and dedicated moderator here, like all of our mods, he offers the opportunity for everybody to connect, even encourages it during his premieres and during that live stream, for instance. And then, forgive me, Dee's Garden Adventures. I forgot that I put your channel on the wheel in the beginning of the stream. I'd had it off for a while, but I just put it back on there right now. So I want to make sure we look at your channel. We've still got Don Ray B to look at in a moment. Did I accidentally remove New Horizons Above and Beyond again? Yeah, we didn't look at their channel yet, so we still got a couple to go. And I hope everybody will join us for that copyright-free music stream that I'm talking about, because it gives us a chance to keep connecting the same way we do here, but it's a very different kind of stream, and it can be a lot of fun over there. We can interact with each other in different ways. Dee's Garden Adventures, aka Diane, is a channel I'm still getting to know. They're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, though. They're part of the Survival Seeds collaboration. I'm not sure if Gail started this one. She does a lot of collaborations with homesteading channels, pardon me, and things like that. I include a lot of things like farming, ranching, gardening, even fishing, hiking, camping, and other outdoor ideas when we talk about homesteading. But I'm just grabbing their latest video. I've got that in my catch-up list. I'll see what they're doing with their marrow. I'm not sure what that is. And squash as well. I'm not as well versed in the kitchen as a lot of our homesteading friends, of course. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 2,800 and 4,800 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. So it's been a long time, but we'll see if they're going to do some more. We've got notification bells on for every single channel, so we have the best chance of catching them for premieres, live streams, and all of their content as well. When we get to the wheel, we see New Horizons Above and Beyond coming up.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like.
Thank you for sharing, Jaden, if you're still listening over here as well. New Horizons Above and Beyond is up on the screen. They bring us a lot of outdoor content, but they've taken us shopping a few times as well. They've mixed things up, but they update their About section fairly frequently. A lot of variety here, and it looks like the latest video they've taken us to a farmer's market. I've got that in my catch-up list. We see that this channel's working on 1,600 subscribers. They're always very enthusiastic and engaged in conversation here in the chat, for which I'm grateful. They're here for almost every stream. I know not everybody can be, but I do like to recognize it from time to time. I appreciate any moment anybody can spend. Then we've got 1,700, 2,100 views on a couple of these shorts videos, which is great to see, and a live stream as well. They did this last year as an experiment. They're expecting to do more. We'll see if they bring those up. We've got the notification bell on for the channel. And just for fun, we're going to spin. We see that Don Ray B is coming up.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
And I've dropped a link again for our copyright free music stream. It's already running. Don Ray B's been a longtime friend and happens to have been one of our longest standing members, as you can see. She's officially on the road to 1,000 at 912 subscribers. So we'd love to push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. More homesteading style content here. It can't be possible that I've missed this many videos, can you, from you, is it? I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch up list. That will give me a chance to catch up the smallest bit with the channel. This creator brings us a lot of product reviews actually as well, and it's interesting that they say each new day is an opportunity to make your dreams come true. This creator wants to instill in us the idea they literally have made their dreams come true. They were thinking about the idea of living the homesteading lifestyle. Now they do that, and they managed to pick up 4 acres of land that they can call their own. So definitely a wonderful aspiration for anybody that wanted to do that kind of thing, and it's great to see somebody who's doing it. 2,000, 2,500, 4,400 views. I think that shorts video is still getting views, the log splitter I love and keep talking about. And then they've got a couple of live streams on the channel as well. We'll see if they're going to do more. We've got notification bells on for everybody so that we can catch as much content as possible. And then yeah, forgive me, Don Ray B, the amazing M&G, good to see you in the house. And then thank you everybody for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment. I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours every time we stream, and not 3 times a week either, so I do appreciate every moment, even to our friends like Jaden who run the stream in the background, or anybody that comes by to say hello and give a thumbs up. We'll be back in a few days, Tuesday evening. I'm in the Eastern time zone, of course. Thank you to our moderators. I hope everybody will connect with them. These live streams couldn't be what they are if it wasn't for their help, not to mention their patience. And again, I appreciate everybody's patience this week when I had to move the stream. So let's go over to the Copyright Free Music channel. I hope you'll join us. It's a lot of fun over there. We'll keep that running for another 45 minutes or so, and then Michael's Adventures will drop a premiere for us. We've got lots of opportunity to continue connecting with each other, swapping playlists and dropping links and all that fun stuff. So thank you again, everybody, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
Are you out there grinding, day by day, creating your content, trying to find your way? You're dreaming big, but it's hard to stand. You need a crew who understands the plan. From your first 1,000 subs to the watch time grind, there's a place where creators come to shine. Join the wave, the movement, the vibe. With Tuber Chat, it's your time to thrive. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong. The first 4,000 hours to the rising stars. Tuber Chat takes you far beyond the bars. No more struggling on your own. With the fam around, you're never alone. Exclusive perks for those who believe in the power of connection and what you can achieve. Your channel's your vision, we're here to help it grow. Join Tuber Chat, get in the flow. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong. You've got the passion, you've got the drive. With Tuber Chat, your channel will thrive. So hit subscribe, join the team. Let's build each other up, live the dream. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured featured and join the crew. Superchat is where you belong. Together we rise. Together we're strong. So join the ride. It's time to shine. With Superchat, success you'll find. Let's grow together. It's what we do. The future's bright when we rise with you.